mean?
What does it mean? It has to mean something. Another one. Does that mean another hit? Does that mean another page? I don't know.
What if he was like being held hostage by some like super criminal organization, and he's like trying to send out a message to like save him? Like, we don't know that.
Which criminal organization has the means, the money, and the power to hold fucking
DJ Khaled?
To hold Khaled hostage? Like, how?
Why would you want to hold him hostage? I think that's a better question.
Wait, they held DJ Khaled hostage.
What do you know about DJ Khaled? Is he not a super genius?
Well,
I mean, is he?
I don't.
Is he suffering from success that much?
Suffering from success, bro.
I don't.
That is his call for help, bro.
So that is his call for help. Who? Okay, first of all, how can you? First of all, it will be pretty impossible to try to kidnap DJ Khaled. Second of all, why would you? Second of all, you know, there's gonna be a task force. There's gonna be police investigating this shit. They're gonna find the kidnappers before any ransom goes through.
If I was on a fucking task force and they told me that as one day, bro, you gotta go rescue DJ Khaled, I would leave, bro. I would resign.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah. Bro, imagine Rainbow Six Siege, but if the hostage is DJ Khaled.
No. Rainbow Six, right? And then when you go to rescue DJ Khaled, when you put him in the chopper, you tell him another one.
Bro, as the chopper flies up, you just hear, we the best music.
Rainbow Six Siege DJ Khaled DLC.
That should be a thing, bro. After you rescue him, you can play as him, bro. He becomes an unlockable character.
Would someone the stature of DJ Khaled really be suited in a battlefield?
I mean, I feel like Snoop Dogg would be better suited for that. Snoop Dogg suited for everything. Dude has like 70 jobs, man, all at once.
He forgets to turn off a live stream. He'd forget. I feel like the guy would go to the battlefield, and then his gun would have no bullets.
Gee, I feel like I should be able to answer your question in regard to DJ Khaled being able to take on Siege.
Yeah.
Because Siege has you going in such small spaces, DJ Khaled wouldn't get tired, dude. He wouldn't have to run. He's in small spaces. He can operate. I actually think DJ Khaled would be good as a playable character in Siege.
He camped and he need his team to protect him, which they would pretty much.
Good.
I feel like
he's touchdown.
The man has his own like built-in body armor. He has his own built-in Kevlar, you know. So like, I feel like that'll also help him out.
You're gonna call us fatphobic now.
Pretty much, man. I hope you're ready to get cancelled. All of you.
Wait, are we recording?
No,
not yet.
Okay.
I am recording, actually.
What?
Hey, edit that part out.
We'll leave it in, bro. Exposed, bro. Exposure.
DJ Khaled and Rainbow Six Siege.
I'm gonna be cancelled, man.
That should be the clickbait title, bro.
DJ
Khaled and Rainbow Six Siege. Exposed.
That is such clickbait, my word.
What's that in the background? Is that Premier League?
Yeah. Hold on.
Who's winning? Who's losing?
I don't know. It's Liverpool, Brentford, I think. Man United disappointed again, so I don't know anymore.
I mean, Brentford managed to sneak it by Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool, yeah, but aren't Liverpool leading like 2-1 in that game now?
Mm-hmm. That's what you call it. They equalized 3-3.
3-3.
Mm.
I mean, I guess I'll say Brentford. I swear to God, I hope Brentford don't get relegated because they're doing so well. Yeah. As for Man U, they're just. I'm telling you now, they're not finishing fourth this season. They are screwed no matter who, no matter how many players they buy at this point.
We're 6 games in, dude. We're 6 games in.
But you see, for me, the writing is on the wall. That 5-1 results that they got at the beginning, like, I wasn't buying the hype, and even then, that was before we had Cristiano on our side. Now we should have all the firepower, and we're losing 1-0 to Villa at Old Trafford, no less. I know it's 6 games in, but
Holy couple.
I know
To be fair,
I know
that
it's
was
6 games
kind of
in, but
infuriating.
yeah,
That was
I know it's
like
6 games in, but
infuriating. Like in the sense that
and
they tried
yeah.
and tried and tried and tried. It couldn't find that
And
one
nothing.
moment.
Yeah, and we already had one loss in the Champions League. So, no, it seems like every manager that comes to Man United, they just can't get it right. Not since Sir Alex, all the way back, which is disappointing.
Let's give it some time. It was a bad week. Let's give it another one. Hope we can bounce back.
You know, that's the problem though. United they bounce back and they have these goals. They're not consistent as they should be. Like a Man City or Chelsea or Liverpool, they're not as consistent. When they have bad games, they always either lose or draw. I guess it is early in the season, but man, for me, the writing is already on the wall, guys. It ain't
Relax.
looking good.
Just a second. I'm just taking some dishes to the kitchen.
Sure, no problem. Prophet, you still there?
I'm still here. Sorry, I'm also just checking Instagram, looking through my WhatsApp.
The hell do you have Instagram for?
Anyway, you have
Why not,
Twitter.
bro?
You have Twitter, don't you, or something?
No, I
No,
deleted it.
Oh, Facebook. I
Telling
mean,
you guys
Facebook.
I
You have
get rid of
Facebook,
Twitter.
bro. Don't talk shit to me, man. You got Facebook.
Bro, I got Facebook and Twitter. I got no complaints.
Why do you have a Twitter, Evan? You know that site.
Sorry, not Twitter.
know.
Sorry, I meant Instagram. Sorry.
Oh,
I meant
okay.
Instagram.
Yeah, I'll defend Instagram. Me, I don't know about Facebook. I can't defend
Ah,
that.
no.
But, like, Instagram, man. Instagram just has pictures, bro.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Instagram. It's basically Twitter with pictures. That's what
Twitter
Instagram
already
is.
has pictures, bro.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, sure.
It's more like
If you want to
Pinterest
find
if
pictures
you
of people, like,
think about it.
yes, but it's not as bad as Twitter. But still, I mean,
Right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Maybe Moons has a point. I just found. So I was scrolling through Instagram, like I said, and I found a tweet pretty much that says, "Did Michael Jackson bleach his meaty thunder stick too?"
fake, man. Why?
I mean,
What?
that's a good question. It's a good question now that I think of it, actually. And now I'm wondering, do you think he did?
I don't know. Ask the kids.
Well, I mean,
Whoa.
He is.
Whoa.
Oh,
You can't say that. Oh,
We're gonna get canceled, bro. We gotta get canceled. Damn.
Talk exposed.
jeez, it's
Why
so
don't-
Can you
why
really?
not?
Can we really call? I guess anything is a cancelable offense these days. But can we really
Bro,
get canceled for calling out pedophilia?
Bro, getting canceled is a vacate, bro. No cap.
pretty much. If you ignore
Well,
the cancellation for
depends.
like a week, they'll find somebody else to cancel you back.
Yeah,
That's
they'll find some other Instagram model, some Twitter person to get mad at, some cis white male to look through so they can blackmail into canceling.
Yeah.
Getting canceled
That's
is a
what
vacate, bro. I don't give a damn.
It depends if you're famous or not. Like for some people, I suppose getting canceled would be better for their careers if they're like a small guy, and then they see, hey, I actually like this guy's takes. Let me give him a follow.
The most niggas like us probably get is ratio or something.
What does ratio mean, actually? I don't know.
heavily disliked. You know, like if a video on YouTube gets ratioed, it has like heavy dislikes. That's what
Oh,
it means
yeah.
basically.
So like
Like
YouTube Rewind 2019
Oh yeah.
2028.
Oh my god.
and 2018.
Yeah, those got
YouTube,
ratioed. Those got
Everything since
ratioed.
2016, pretty much.
Bruh.
I mean, no, but the thing is, like, normies liked YouTube Rewind from 2016 till 2018. It was only in 2018 when people started, like, they're like saying, "Fuck this. We can see through this. We can see through this shit and what you're doing." And YouTubers started sharing their YouTube Rewind experiences, and it was not good for some of them. So yeah.
Cooks, could you consider yourself to be not normal? Because you said normies there.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
I'm
are
not
you?
normal.
Okay. Alright, man.
Abnormal?
You seem pretty normal to me, man.
Are you,
Just
are you,
saying.
are you both different? You both different. Are you the T800? Are you out
suppose.
here grinding every day to kill?
What?
What do you mean you both different?
In this
We
place,
hate
you
difference.
grinding, bro. Grinding 24/7, bro. You one of them Sigma males, bro.
Bro, what do you mean both different? How are you built? How you built?
I don't.
You got
How am I
adamantium
built?
running
Like,
through your bones? A fucking arc reactor in your chest, bro? How you built different, my guy? What you mean built different? Out here fucking talk about. We built different.
I was-
What you talking about building all? You build all the same, man. We all built the same. They can be built different out here.
I guess we're built. I guess you could say that, but then everyone
we
just
all look
branches
the
off.
same. We all look the same on the inside, guys. Literally, like we all have the same skeleton, the same units.
Unless you a midget.
Yeah, but our
Yeah, but
skeletons
no
can't
one
do
here's a
so.
midget, bro. No one here's a midget, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm 5'6". Talk for yourself. Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, I thought I was like complimenting you there, but all right, you're a midget.
Yeah, okay, you don't have to say it like that.
You brought.
Did you know that's actually a
Hey, you brought it on
discriminatory term?
yourself.
That's actually not discriminatory. I forgot the name, but it started with a D.
It started with the
Discriminatory?
D. Started with the
Discriminatory.
D.
These nuts. Got
Oh,
it.
for fuck's sake.
Oh
Oh my word.
Oh man.
Any word from Mo?
So it starts with a D, but it's not discriminatory. What are we talking about? Not like
It's defamatory.
defamatory. Oh, really? Every internet.
Degradation?
No, not degradation. Derogatory.
Derogatory.
It's fucking
Derogatory.
derogatory.
Okay, yeah. You're super excited.
Yeah, now you're talking like an internet victim. Now I've been derogatized.
Been derogatory.
Derogatized.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm being derogatized by trolls on the internet. They are taking my good name and dragging me through the mud. I am being defamed. This is for fuck's sake. There are lots of those words.
Bro,
Even
cry
with
too.
goddamn
Start
D.
crying. You gotta make it convincing.
You gotta look
Teardrops
for
in
the people talking about the
you gotta-
4Ds.
you gotta-
Also talk about mental illness and shit. You know, be like, yeah, I've been like this.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
getting
mental
better.
health,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Mental health. You gotta blame that shit.
And you gotta sigh right in the beginning of the video.
Oh yeah, true. And then
You
give
gotta
up
go
that
for that
5 seconds of
obligatory
space,
YouTube
bro.
sigh. Yeah. Oh my god. I feel like we can just do an entire episode on just like YouTuber apologies
Oh, jeez.
alone.
We could.
Because the amount of stuff we could, it's too much.
We could. And they're always built the same. That's always in the start. Do the
Use the
side.
same
And
template.
then
They sigh.
under sort of estimate what you did or something like that, where you say say it lightly, and then you say
And if
how
you're-
it was taken out of context, and then you talk about
Context.
mental illness, and you talk about
And
how
then-
you're getting better.
Oh yeah,
And the
then
coup
there's
de
always
grace-
that
And the coup de
sponsor.
grace, you say you're getting death threats.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting death threats on the
sponsor
internet.
and the death threats, bro.
Bro.
Use the death threats as a sponsor, bro. Like NordVPN, bro. They can't get you if they don't know your IP address and your shit.
Bro.
And if you're a chick, make sure you start fake crying.
If you're a dude, fake cry too. What you mean?
Oh yeah, I don't know. No. Otherwise, it's gotta be
Have we seen-
Manscaped sponsor, bro. It's gotta be Manscaped.
Oh, Manscaped. Have we seen dudes like fake cry and YouTube apologies? I can't remember a dude that's fake crying a YouTuber
I
apology.
saw PewDiePie do it, but he was just faking it, so like for the
Yeah, well, PewDiePie was doing it for a meme.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know why I keep thinking about like having a Manscaped sponsor in a fucking YouTube apology, bro. Like, I cried because of emotional pain. But you know what? I don't cry during physical pain when I shave down under because I use
Bro,
Manscaped.
exactly.
Using this skin-safe technology.
You could twist
the
it any
ceramic
way you
blade-
Ah.
Safe technology.
Insane
Oh, well,
technology. Oh, shit.
Use my promo code TheseNuts2222 and you'll get a 50% off and a free pair of fucking, what is it? Trousers, something.
That's crazy. Oh, shit. Oh, God. That just got me, sorry, guys. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Just
I only remember.
I'm sorry.
So what?
Okay. No, I think he just needs a minute for something. But I only know that I only see women fake cry. I don't see men fake crying YouTube apologies. And if I feel like I have at least once now. I tried to remember. I just can't remember. The only person that comes up in YouTube
Probably
apologies.
Shane Dawson. Someone like that.
Can we really call him a male at this point? I mean, the guy is.
He's bi, as far as I know. He's like, yeah, he's pretty effeminate though, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Can we really count Shane Dawson as like a male or a human being? He could be. He's probably a lizard person for all we know. Considering how much he's licked. I forgot the name now.
Bro,
Damn
that was
it!
such a weird time to come back. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
I'm talking about how Shane Dawson's not a real person.
What the fuck? How
Now I remember. Yes, I was talking about how deep Shane Dawson is in Jeffree Star's asshole. So yeah, that's why I'm questioning his humanity. You fake gag.
Now that that's out the way, how about we start with tonight's topic?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, let's start with
Mo's
that.
not making it, I assume. Homo Mo's not gonna make it.
All right.
Okay.
I posted it in our general chat, and basically what the video is about. It's from Aber and Preach. Shout out to them. I think I speak for everyone here when I say we all watch their videos, find them insightful, entertaining, especially.
Yeah.
Agree.
But this one sits different for me because it's on a topic
Are we
that
recording? Sorry to break the immersion, but are we recording?
yeah, we are recording.
All right.
This one hit me in particular because it's on a topic that can reverberate not only through their society in the Western Hemisphere, the United States, but it can be propagated throughout the world for generations to come. So I thought I'd bring it here and we could talk about it from our little South African context.
Okay.
So who wants to drop the first thought?
Okay. I think I'll start. I think in this country there's sort of a fine line. You know, when in America when you talk about college, like college is sort of an umbrella term which encompasses universities and like any kind of like a post high school type thing. But I think in this country, obviously, we probably need to make the distinction between college and university and like that sort of thing. So I'm gonna start off by saying, like, I mean, these things you gotta understand. These things are businesses at the end of the day, and they need to make a profit. So, like, that's kind of how they operate can vary depending on the place you go to and depending on your lecturer. Like it's I wouldn't say it's a thing that's like set in stone to say like college is a waste or college is good. I mean, like if you're studying like art and stuff, like there's only so far you can go with that. I mean, it's not like a profession that pays a lot, to be fair.
Yeah,
And
that's
like a lot
true.
of people who go get into the arts, for instance, would be like they'd end up, just pursuing art as a hobby and then like getting a day job somewhere else. And, it's kind of sad. So from that perspective, you could argue that maybe it is like a scam because it kind of draws people in. They want to pursue their passions, and it's they're sort of made to think that like, hey, I can make a profession out of this, and then they end up sort of working a 9 to 5 job to pay the bills.
Yeah, and
That's
there's
actually one of the
student
things
debt.
that like scare me about what I'm studying, being a student of animation and everything. Like right now, don't get it twisted, I am enjoying my time, like studying animation. But what scares me is like after the fact. I mean, sure, yes, I'll have myself a diploma and a piece of paper that'll pedal me towards a dream that it doesn't even exist anymore. But what's gonna happen to me after that? Like, yes, it may be like specialized in not your conventional occupation, but there are a lot of people out there who are trying to do the same thing as I am, and
And then
a
there's
lot better
competition.
than me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition. I mean, there is always the option to study further, but then again, that's only going to plunge me further into debt.
But
Yeah.
also bear in mind, I mean, depending on what you study, your industry in which you wish to go into, provided you've done enough research, it can be, I don't want to say easy, but relatively better to enter, or it can be as saturated as to what I studied. So, getting a job in the industry I'm in is like super difficult. Whereas maybe in animation, it's like the industry is smaller, but at least you can still be able to enter it. That sort of thing. There's a balance, and unfortunately, you're never told. You're never told unless you're never told in career guidance too much that, listen, if you really want to do this, you must be sure. You must be absolutely sure that you're comfortable with this, because like the research around here. The research around here is this industry is fine, but with your skills, maybe you should go into this industry. That sort of thing.
And that's
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I feel like that they don't. That's the thing they don't necessarily tell you. Like, like I know in my case, like when I studied software development, I thought it was gonna be interesting. I thought it was very interesting, and then that was very interesting. And for the first year, it was all right, but then second year, third year, it just became hell. And they don't necessarily tell. It's like they don't tell you what you're in for, and it kind of sucks because what these campuses normally do is that they'll pick a certain amount of students. They're like, oh, these are our success stories. These students are a job opportunity. But you never hear. I think it would be nice to hear from the people who did drop out. The guys who actually somehow scraped through. Just to hear maybe. Because if you really want the full scope of what you might be getting yourself into, I think it would be better to hear from the people who either just couldn't make the cut, or the guys who were in there, but then they just they didn't make it, or the guys that just scraped through, because you look, because then it's like just to build up that, are you really sure, is this what you want? But they don't do that because it won't look good, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, but see, the thing is, like, I can somewhat understand if like people like drop out, because I know that like factors like they can't be able to pay the bills, or mentally they can't handle this, or something like that. Majorly, I can respect them because what they go into oftentimes requires experience more than the education. Like, sure, you can go to like whatever varsity or college or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're gonna like want experience out of you. And sadly, I don't think like the education would count for much in the way of experience. considering
Yeah.
you're like fresh off the boat of like that whole education process. That, as well, is also still further scaring me in my pursuit of like animation. Frankly, at this rate, the only thing I can like see as a success story is essentially lucking out with a show.
What I'd suggest is just try to find something like if you can get like a job in like I'd say in animation. I have now keep in mind I have no idea how the industry works, but I'd say try to find a job in like in terms of animation, like try to find something in anything. Like try doing freelance work, try doing something that you can put on is like, hey, I did this, I have experience doing this, and also I have my diploma. I don't know if it's on the cards, and it's probably going to be like a lot of hard work and time, but
Yeah.
it is. It is an option to go for.
I think a lot of success in terms of animation in that genre. I'm not very knowledgeable on this, but I think a lot of the time it would be you having to make your own brand of sorts, unless you'd be going to work for a bigger company. But then again, the bigger company is always outsourced to different places, so it's a bit harder to find jobs there. So, but that's what I've seen with artists on like Instagram and stuff, is that they mainly make their own sort of media, like their own small brand, and then that's how they go on and cope with it. So
And then
Yeah.
and then a company just luckily picks them up. Like I know back then you had to physically just try to pitch to these big companies like, oh, I'm making a show. Can you take a look at this? You have to pitch to like a lot of different companies just to hope that one of them would pick you up. Sometimes they did, and sometimes they wouldn't. And if they don't, what I think people do is they just go out on their own. But luckily, I'd say it's better now than ever. No, not than before, because you have places like you have mediums like Instagram, and you have places like DeviantArt where you could share your creation, so more people can see it. So then maybe some suits, suited Cartoon Network will think, I'm looking at this. Maybe let's think about making a show like this or something like that. Hopefully, yeah.
it's crazy how some of the shows get picked up though. Like I don't know if you guys know. Well, you know how Rick and Morty was picked up. Justin Roiland, he was aiming to be sued, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
Because he was doing a clear knockoff of Back to the Future, and so his whole idea was to try and get sued, and then he ended up getting picked up for a show. And then with I don't know if you guys know Regular Show or Close Enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my shit.
I know. Let's go
Both of
regular
them,
show.
if you're-
Let's go with regular show. I still have to watch Close Enough.
It's pretty good actually.
Yeah,
It's an indication of married life, says someone who's never been married. But anyways, Regular Show. I don't know if you guys knew how that show was picked. I feel like Rads and
I don't know.
Kuro might know. Okay. Well,
I don't necessarily know how it got picked up though, but I know a lot about it though.
well,
Yeah.
You know, with pitching a show, you usually give like a storyboard or like a storyboard animation. Which is, like, not fully animated, but like they give you pictures and like it makes it sort of like I want to say a shitty animation.
He did like
I'm
a
just
whole
trying to
like
they basically show
like the episode of The Power, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah, I seen that.
In case, sorry, apologies for interrupting. Whoever's editing, could you please link a video of JG Quintel pitching? I believe it was The Power.
It was The Power.
It was The Power, and the way he pitched it, he ran through it, and it was like crazy. Like some of the ideas didn't 100% make it into the episode, but the general gist of the episode did.
Oh, was that the behind the scenes that Cartoon Network showed? I think.
I believe so.
Point. I remember that very vaguely, and there was like fucking 30 post-its on a whiteboard, and that was what they were gonna give in. It was pretty cool, but no.
That's my guy.
The whole
That's
thing
my
for
guy. That's my inspiration right there. That's my boy. That's my hero.
He's pretty dope. But his pitch for Regular Show, what became Regular Show, was two guys getting high and having a bad high at a gas station.
Doing the AM PM. Yo, that shit was funny, bro.
That will also be linked.
Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like if Cartoon Network didn't pick up regular show, Adult Swim would have picked it up, and then it would have become something else. But
Is Adult Swim the parent company?
Yeah,
no,
it's
isn't CN? I thought CN was the prime company, and Adult Swim was, there as well. I suppose.
Or more like a sister, because both
Sister
falls under
company, I
Turner
suppose, yeah.
Broadcasting, didn't it?
Yeah, because I kind of think like the more violent content that CN can't show, it's gonna go to Adult Swim, which is exactly what happened. Which is exactly what happened with season 6 of Samurai Jack. So
I was about to say that.
Yeah, dude.
I was about to say that. Fucking Samurai Jack. Man, Adult Swim knows a good fucking show when they see one though.
They do.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So
Anyways, back on topic before we lose it.
Yeah.
Back to college, boys. Back
Yeah.
to college.
Mm.
So
I
yeah.
still think I feel like it's a scam, but I think it's a necessary scam, if that makes sense. I feel it's a necessary scam because of all the people who it does scam, it does bring out a few people who actually make a lot of people, a decent amount of people who actually make a success in terms of skilled labor and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, like
qualified to do. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're saying?
No, I was saying on it being a scam, I definitely say it's a scam. But again, like it really all depends on your background and how well you can cut it, I suppose. Because say you're just some regular schmo who just got out of school, and you try to get into this thing, and you don't have the money to pay for it. So what are your options? Say you don't have your options are either a bursary or you have to work and study at the same time, and the stress is on top of college, and you have to somehow try to hold a job. I suppose you could study part time, but still.
The work-life balance is still in question, and not everybody can be able to proceed with the work-life balance.
Hell, I still can't get that right. but again, like, and the amount that some campuses like charge, like, dear God, it is too much.
Like, fuck me.
It's too much. Like, also, Evan, I remember you were talking about the distinction between colleges.
No real names.
Okay, I mean, you were talking about the distinction between colleges and universities. I feel like, in South Africa, I feel like your universities be like, your VITs, your UJs, and your colleges be like those smaller places that no one really talks about, I guess. Like I know I went to a college, literally was right next to it. Rosebank College.
That place, bro. Fuck.
I hate it too. I hate it too with a passion.
Dropped out that place. Fuck that place. That place can suck my dick.
I was coming up to say.
Wow.
The learning ain't good, and the people there are worse.
Dude, okay, evangelical. You said it went from 0 to 100, bro. Imagine, like, okay. How do I explain this? I think it was the movie Project X or something.
Yeah.
Just if that's what it was, pretty much. The entire school was literally just a party, and the teachers were not as prepared as the students who also weren't prepared.
God, they were not prepared.
I went up to the fucking to the lady to be like, yo, I need to talk to my lecturer. They were like, yo, we don't know where the fuck your lecturer is. I'm like, how you don't know where the fuck the lecturer is? The lady, and she was like, oh, the lecturers are contracted fucking workers or some bullshit like that. I'm like, bitch, they still work here. Why the fuck don't you know where they are? And she's like, no, we don't know where they are. And I'm like, yo.
Like the ladies, like the people that work in their admin, it is just awful. And I keep getting calls from them telling me, "Did you find a job yet? Did you?"
Bro, tell them they can suck your dick, bro.
No, and then I told them. I think this was like last week, and then I told them, and they're like, "Could you tell us your success story so we can like?" And I'm like, and in my head I'm thinking, "They're just gonna use me as a marketing tool, bitch." No. So yeah, but essentially, that the differences between college and universities is not only the price point, which let's be frank, the price for both is still a freaking scam, but I suppose but I guess most universities have what's that place? Residential, I suppose, and they make it so you practically live there. I guess you also pay for that. I guess that's the distinction, really, that I was thinking about. Yeah. Also, don't go to Rosebank College. It's not the coolest campus. It is a lie. It's a lie they try to sell you.
It pretty much is. It is a huge lie.
And worse, you're right in the firing line when, not if, but when Vid students decide to have another march or a strike or whatever the fuck, and you're gonna be right in the middle. You're gonna be right in the middle of town, trapped with all these psychotic assholes who want to do nothing but cause trouble. So good luck with that.
I've been caught in like 2 different strikes halfway through my 1 year there.
Yeah, I think I actually saw one like go by when I was like City Varsity. I'm on the 7th floor, so I could see that shit from miles.
Nah, dude, I remember they threw bricks at the Rosebank College like front door, and I mentioned there was a brick in the there was a giant crack. The brick didn't go through, but there was a giant when everything was calm. There was a giant crack in the door. So I'm thinking, hey, these people are fucking psychotic. And it's kind of these kind of people that college is being wasted on. I'd say.
Yeah.
Like we can say as much as we want the college to scam, which it is, but the kind of people that go into it as well, like some of them definitely shouldn't be there if they're going to do nothing but cause trouble.
The problem is the way I see it. It's all just to get that certification, bro. That's all it is. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck about my time there, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's a very important point.
Walk in, get your certification, get the fuck out, and hope that the dream you're pedaling towards is still alive by the time you walk out.
Like my music college was fucking useless. They literally repeated the curriculum of the 2nd and 3rd year was like the same fucking thing. Literally.
Damn, really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Just like with slight variations. And then I was just in there for that piece of paper at the end because I got a degree out of it from UK, so I was like, fuck it, why not?
I see, yeah.
So you get those, and I actually found, interesting enough, the most successful people out of that college were the people who were the most talented. Had nothing to do with how well you did in the college or the marks that you got. So I think maybe in the case of arts and things, talent is still foremost above everything.
Yeah, I definitely say so.
Like you can get like really good marks and like you've got like a diploma with distinction, but like that doesn't mean much to the people who are gonna employ you.
Yeah,
they just like they want to see what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which at that point you need to find practically anything that you can do in your field, which is easy or difficult depending on the field you're in, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah.
But then if you're like me, who just didn't like coding and you're stuck with it, it's gonna be difficult. So yeah.
Look, all right. So whilst we're on this, in case you haven't seen the video, Abba and Preacher were discussing the rate in which people were dropping out of college, and they more Abba said this, but he said it's not as bad as people make it seem. As we explained, there could be a multitude of reasons as to why people would drop out of college. But what's good about it is, people are at least trying to put together a life even without the education, through manual labor, through going into business themselves, everything like that. So it's a bit of a sensitive area, especially like when you have so much expectation from not just yourself, but your immediate family and those who are close to you. Just because the traditional thing is to go to school, get good marks, get into university, do what your parents think is best for you, and everything like that. So it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation, and those who drop out and try to put their lives together and have come up successful, albeit a very small handful, at least try. They at least try.
You know what? When you're desperate, you tend to go all in on things, and you have to make things work. You know, and I think that's why these guys who drop out. You know, when your back's against the wall, you have nowhere to go but forward. You know. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's quite interesting. But I think the whole thing with these expectations and things is we forget how big our populations are, and just how little opportunities and jobs there are out there. Firstly, even if you do qualify and everything else, I mean, in South Africa, we have 1 in 2 of the youth are unemployed. You know, that's a 50% unemployment rate. I have friends who are engineers and all these other highly in demand qualifications and things who are sitting at home with jobs because all it's highly in demand, just not any way they can find it to be in demand because nobody can afford to hire. It all comes down to the economy and things like that. And then as a reasonable guy, as a smarter person, you think to yourself, why am I setting myself up for failure? There's got to be more efficient ways that I can invest my time into finding different avenues, because if doing the same thing is not working, then I have to do something differently, even if it means working backwards, you know?
And that's why, and that's why you see so many people starting their own businesses, I suppose.
Yeah, you've gotta you've gotta, especially in economies that are struggling, you've gotta, even in economies that are booming, you've gotta you've gotta find different ways to make money, you know? Look at Amazon at the time, nobody thought it would succeed. Look at eBay at the time, nobody thought it would succeed. But it's just, finding that thing, and like oh god, evangelical was saying, it's about talent,
Yeah.
It's about finding something that you're really good at and running with it, and just trying to be better than everybody else at that one thing,
Yeah.
And we don't look at it that way. We think of talent as a God-given gift. No, what if talent is just somebody putting in a lot more effort into this one particular field?
Yeah, finding your niche. It comes down to that.
Yeah.
See, crazy thing about that is that's kind of like I've adopted this workflow from like this textbook by Richard Williams, the Animation Survival Kit, that I call the Tex Avery method. If y'all know Tex Avery, when he was like studying animation, he said that there are people drawing circles around me. They can have their route. I'm gonna just go ahead and take the easy route.
I think this comes back to that previous topic we had where you were really infuriated about this guy who just painted a square arc rock.
Don't get me started again. Do not get me started again. We're not
going in that direction, bro.
If we think
Haters
about
are
it, he
gonna
did
hate,
take
but
the
there's no
easy
such
way.
thing as bad publicity, bro.
And with that, you stick a link into previous episode. I encourage it.
Do not send me back there, bro. This is animation. This is different. Not those contemporary dickheads that infuriate me.
Bro, can we please just talk about Treasure Planet and all those movies that were made during the time Atlantis and all that? That was like the peak of freaking animation.
The peak of animation, those things are freaking gems and don't get respected for it.
And then people are just like, well, it was ahead of its time, so it failed. You know, like what?
No.
Can you understand? Is it really? Can we really even? Is it even possible to say that a certain type of animation is ahead of its time? Like in the Western world, it was ahead of its time.
Thank you, Hobo Momo, for the distinction, because I was about to go on a rant for all of the weebs of the world when you said that Treasure Planet is ahead of its time. Yes, it was good. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed Treasure Planet.
Atlantis, bro. Atlantis, bro. Are we just really skipping over the gems of Atlantis?
I'm just using Treasure Planet and
Treasure
movies like that.
Planet was amazing. Have you guys even heard of a movie called Stardust?
Stardust.
I know
No,
Stardust.
actually.
I think so.
So basically, they took some ideas out of Treasure Planet and they made this really amazing fantasy movie. It was truly great, right? But this movie bombed. Why, bro? Why? It's the same like Atlantis and all those things. And Treasure Planet was amazing. Do you understand? It captured what Star Discovery and
they want
things
to talk
are doing
like
now.
ahead of its
Those
time,
emotions.
right? If they want to talk ahead of its time, then why the hell did like Walt Disney and Salvador Dali collaborate on like something and get motherfuckers like that?
I don't
and not consider that like ahead of its time.
You know, like if we look, you know, sometimes we say it's all about being the first, right? Yeah. But it's also being the first at the right time. You know?
That much. I guess, yeah, that actually does make sense. But
think
you can't
about it, the guy who invented the first car, they probably thought this dude's like a freaking wizard or witch or something, and they were like, oh, cars are evil, and no, we don't want this thing, and it was useless. So even though the dude that invented the car was like, well, it took years and years for that traction to stick up. And now another thing people don't get is like, you can't just succeed instantly. You need to drive that into people. You need to get people used to something.
Yeah.
You don't watch one episode of a series and go, it's good, because technically the first 1 or 2 episodes are normally bad, but they're like climbing. But by the 4th episode of the series, you're like, okay, now this is good, But if you just judged everything based on the first episode, then
yeah,
half of the series we know and like would be destroyed,
Yeah, it's basically just judging things, on the whole. I suppose on the whole, I guess
it's about running with things and improving over time, optimizing.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, we see a trend of just series getting worse the longer they go on.
No, and here's the thing: like, have you guys watched Forever?
No.
Do you know why it was cancelled?
Why was it canceled? No,
because it was deemed too smart for the American consumer.
I don't blame them, to be honest.
Wait,
what? You know what?
Remember the third part that failed, bro?
You know what? I can believe that. I can definitely believe that. Considering the crap we see from America these days, I can definitely believe that.
Hey.
And now the thing is, right?
Show respect to Florida, man. He's trying his best. He's trying his best to entertain us. Come on.
No, but like the thing is, like the thing with the Western world is, right? If something fails initially, everybody just like pulls the plug on it,
That's what I was about to go into. Like, you can be the first to do something, but if it flops, that's a dead format. No one else is gonna try something similar.
Like, that's the thing, and this is what Elon Musk says all the time. If you're starting something, it's gotta be like swallowing and chewing on glass. That's how painful it's gotta be, because that's the dedication, persistence you need to get through something. You can't just start something and quit something. There's gotta be that time for people to adopt and understand, and for it to become a norm. Like Treasure Planet, in the Western world, we jump from Popeye the Sailor Man, freaking, what was it, Fox and the Hound type animations. Then we had these, basic stories, and then all of a sudden we had this mind-blasting, amazing script writing, animation,
and depth that went into these shows, and people were like, "Well, it's a cartoon. We don't really want to take it seriously, that seriously."
Yeah.
And then, as soon as they dropped it, everybody else is like, "No, you guys were on the right path. It's just that people needed to get up to that pace."
Could you imagine?
The animation still is like super.
Yeah, it is. I'm just trying to think. Could you imagine the amount of story? Could you imagine the amount of good series we might have gotten if Treasure Planet or if like Atlantis, became like mainstream? I hate that saying that word, but if it became like as big as they should have been, could you imagine like the kinds of content we would have by now? I think.
You see, and I think that's where the Japanese market killed it, because they saw that and they just ran with it like full on. They went all straight into like the hard hitting, because like before that you didn't have like, you had like one or two, but you didn't have like a lot of like heavy hitters in terms of freaking gore and tragedy and
yeah. And that's
like
the thing. And that's the thing about the East. Like we know in the East, they're willing to try anything. They don't care if it's not safe. They don't care if
reason people love Japanese so much is because of their work ethic, their dedication, their drive, and their passion, and how seriously they take the things they do.
Not like dude, like manga writers. Like my God, the amount of the hard work they put themselves through.
Dude, it's torture. And like, I want you guys to do me this favor, right? Go watch Treasure Planet now, right? Watch it now. And find out that show is still freaking exciting and relevant now, right? And then go and watch Star Trek, the movie, the recent one, and then see, like you're gonna think to yourself like, wow, they actually took butts, and then you'll start, and then watch Stardust, right? And then watch Stardust, and then ask yourself, who was the pioneer? Right?
I feel
all
like
I
it's a
can do is just
double-edged
hope
blade.
that I luck out with my show.
What?
Nah, all I'm just saying, like, after hearing that, all I can do is just luck out with my show and be in the right place.
Hey, bro, pitch it to Netflix. They take everything.
Yeah, Might is coming soon, 2022. You feel me?
But the thing
Netflix
is also,
will
I
take
said,
anything.
pretty much. I feel like it's also a double-edged blade in terms of there is good to the fact that it didn't work out. Like if it had worked out and hypothetically, let's say animation was as mainstream as every other form, right? That would also mean that it became somewhat more saturated, because if you think of it now, in order for animated projects to actually make it as big as real movies, the animators need to actually put in their heart into it, which is what makes it a really good thing. Like think of it. If Into the Spider-Verse, okay, which first of all was like one of the lowest rating Spider-Man. I mean, one of the lowest like
was beaten up by the fucking live action Lion King.
It was beaten out by
disgrace.
every live action Spider-Man. It is the lowest performing Spider-Man movie that there is. Okay, which is a fucking disgrace. Okay, like I know this is gonna be a controversial topic right here. I think Into the Spider-Verse was better than the first 3 Spider-Man trilogy. I'm be real with you right there, man. I do not like Tobey Maguire as much as I like Into the Spider-Verse.
No. The thing is, the thing is, like, you freaking Gen Z didn't grow up watching the Spider-Man.
I grew up watching the first Spider-Man. That's what got me into Spider-Man. But I'm still.
I'm talking about the cartoons, bro. You didn't grow up watching the Spider-Man cartoons.
I did.
The first Spider-Man cartoons.
When you say the first Spider-Man cartoons, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch Brandon. I didn't watch
SABC 2, dude.
Bro, do you know how many Spider-Man things there were? Spider-Man cartoons like there were. When you say the first Spider-Man, I immediately, my mind jumped to the Japanese Spider-Man from the 60s for some reason. But like, I grew up watching a lot of Spider-Man as a kid because this is my favorite superhero, just like, most kids. But I'm saying that
but Tobey Maguire's character and that character in the Spider-Man were freaking spot on, dude.
Bro, Andrew Garfield's a better Spider-Man. Be real.
He's the best.
He's the best, bro. Andrew Garfield is
a punk, dude. Spider-Man was tough.
Bro. Everyone gets it mistaken. First of all, with the whole multiverse thing. Second of all, Spider-Man was a badass before he actually got his powers, and that's what a lot of people mistake. Spider-Man didn't become a badass because he got his powers. Spider-Man was a fucking nerd. He was a loser. Then he became fucking hot shit, and then he got his powers. And that's where a lot of people think that, oh no.
Tobey Maguire had the one thing that Spider-Man should not possess, which is arrogance and dislike. You understand? For Gen Z, that's cool. But for everybody else, that's freaking awful. and that's why
Bro.
they cast him out so quickly. Because
No. I just feel like he was a shit Spider-Man. I feel like he would have been a good older Spider-Man, but the way he was pitched wouldn't have. Which kind of coincides with what you say, but I still think that overall between the three, Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man / Peter Parker.
I'm gonna
Bro.
disagree with
Even
you.
in terms of the movies, bro. Even in terms of the did you know that like over half that movie was full CGI? A lot of the fight scenes were full CGI.
Okay, look, yeah, no, it was a better. Okay, no, story sucked also.
Bro, look at okay, the story they kind of tanked it with the second one. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what kind of cost.
Okay, look,
look at how it was made, and just look at bro. The web swinging in that shit was phenomenal. My guy, I'm pretty sure that like for a minute, I solidly thought that they actually made Spider-Man and then just threw him out into the city with a camera and like fucking told him to do some super hot shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they
The
had the
CG
swinging
in that
down,
movie,
but that was about
the
it,
acting
bro.
in the movie, the fucking
No,
being
the acting
Spider-Man
in the movie was awful from him. From him, it was just awful, bro.
I don't think it was awful.
Let me stop you right there, the Prophet.
What?
The one problem I have with your entire argument is that you repeat yourself with one phrase. One phrase which, to be honest, in my opinion, to me, gets me annoyed. You always keep on saying, I feel like, I feel like, I feel like, which means you are either consciously or subconsciously, you're using your emotions to drive your topic. The fact of the matter is, you're the youngest of us all. So you don't know what it was like to grow up with Tobey Maguire and then see how Andrew took the character and made it into what he did and then be succeeded by Tom. The fact of the matter is, Tobey is
Tobey Maguire was the pioneer, and he's what allowed mainstream superhero movies to actually be made and seen as no longer a joke. Because like when I was talking to my grandfather, he was like, "No, men don't watch those things because they just comedy, it's a joke, right?" And I actually put on The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, for him, and he was blown away quickly. And that was only possible thanks to Spider-Man opening up that avenue for people. Because before that, if you looked at the previous Batman movies and any other superhero movies, they were comedic. They weren't really taking themselves very seriously. And then you had Tobey Maguire, and that's why that Spider-Man movies was so big, was because he pioneered a new route for the whole freaking Marvel universe to come full in. And then we had Iron Man come in, and then he kind of paved the rest of the way.
The
you
thing
know.
is, when you talk about paving the way, first of all, Adamo, I grew up with Spider-Man.
Hold on a second. And then also like the Prophet is like super wise.
What?
I actually like hearing his opposite takes of it because he's the embodiment of like Gen Z pop culture. So it's pretty cool, and he stands by it.
Thanks,
Okay,
thanks
get
for
on the
that,
Prophet.
thanks for that. Yeah, I'll stand by it. Okay, first of all, I just want to mention Michael Keaton did like a badass job at Batman. Okay, and second of all, I did grow up with Tobey Maguire. That was what introduced me to Spider-Man. I grew up entirely with that and the cartoons.
But remember, your grow up is different because your grow up you weren't mature at that age. How old are you? How old are you when Spider-Man 1 came out?
I think the difference is I think it's just like one. Jeez.
Exactly, bro. You couldn't imprint much at all, bro.
I didn't watch it when I was 1. I watched it when I was a bit more mature. But I'm saying that I still have. Yes.
Did you see it on the big screen?
No.
Yeah, no.
That makes the difference.
I only saw 3.
You can't talk, bro. You weren't
that
there.
Makes the difference. That's the essence of a superhero movie, is to see it on the big screen.
And you must understand, back in those days, we had nothing like that. Dude. We had absolutely nothing like that. The only thing we had before that was that Batman and Robin stuff, which was like good, right? But
the thing is, it's more of you just being blinded by nostalgia at this point. Like, it's because you saw it and it had an imprint on you that you didn't want to recognize when there was better around. Because
no, but the thing was,
people
who actually remember the cartoons and remember the drawings of Spider-Man. Look at this Kurohawk posted a picture of Spider-Man now. That was the physique of Spider-Man. Spider-Man wasn't a punk by any chance. And remember, Spider-Man was slowly mutating into a spider in the original ones, right? So he was getting more freaking monster-like by the day. And if you don't remember, Spider-Man was the original Avenger. It wasn't Captain America. Freaking S.H.I.E.L.D. came to him and freaking made Carnage and all of this shit. So, like, it's been changed to make it more appropriate to Iron Man and Captain America and all this thing. But you forget that the OG Spider-Man was the way
the original Marvel Avenger. Yeah.
Yeah, and remember,
terms of
back
the
in those
comics.
days, you had sophistication and stuff like that. Spider-Man was a sophisticated guy and teaser and things like that, and he was ingenious. Yes, I agree with you completely. He was ingenious, but original Spider-Man was super ingenious, dude. You must remember, he was an inventor. He used to develop all of his own systems and everything. He was basically Iron Man.
I
You
know,
guys
I
understand
remember.
that he was.
He made his own company after he lost his pals for a while with the web shooters. I realized all of that. I know a lot of the backstory.
Yeah, and
but
then
I
like
still feel
you
that
see, and then
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire
Maguire did
doesn't
not
suit it.
embody all of that. Tobey Maguire was just a freaking annoying brat, dude. Oh my god, he couldn't personify the honor of the spider. That's what I feel personally, right? Tom Holland, he still had that freaking, a little bit of charm. Tobey Maguire didn't have any charm,
I feel like Tom Holland nails the younger aspect of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
as
still
well,
feel like
but
in terms of
Tobey
altogether,
Maguire just didn't have that spark and he didn't have that charm. And dude, he was just
and that's why I
hogwash.
think he's not the best Spider-Man. I still don't think. I don't have anything against the movies, but
Not
him as a
Tobey Maguire. What's
Spider-Man,
his name?
Tom Holland,
Not Tom Holland, the guy you were defending.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
I feel Andrew Garfield is still the most middle ground, has the most comic accuracy.
Okay, no, okay.
I feel like in terms of
think
how
I
people
said
judge,
wrong there
in
because
terms of
Andrew Garfield is the guy I hate the most.
bro, in terms of how a Spider-Man movie is judged by the masses, it's always judged on how Peter Parker is, Spider-Man is, and comic accuracy and all that shit. If you judge it by just how everybody who's gonna shit on Tom Holland, it's gonna be Tom Holland, like Spider-Man never had Iron Man to make his shit for him. Fucking Tobey Maguire, he did his own shit. He didn't need no shit. Like, the one thing I'll give Tobey Maguire, like Spider-Man, is the fact that he had motherfuckers in church praying for his death, bro.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'll ever
The
give.
problem, I think
But,
you've
like,
just confused me on who all of the Spider-Mans are. So
Tobey
wait,
Maguire, the
I-
first one, Eddie Brock was in church praying for his death before he got the symbiote out onto him.
Okay, I know. So
Literally praying for his death.
So
He was praying to
who's
God.
the one from the first three Spider-Man again? Because now you've
Tobey
confused.
Maguire.
So Tobey Maguire was the best, right?
No.
Then
Andrew
Tom
Garfield,
Holland,
the second one.
and then
Amazing
the
Spider-Man.
one that I'm
Amazing
saying had no
Spider-Man.
charm, he had no spark, he didn't embody anything that Spider-Man stood for in any way. Was that freaking dude that I can't even remember his name for
Andrew
because that's how
Garfield.
insignificant he was in the Spider-Man role. I don't even know his name.
The one who faced the lizard, or the one who the one who faced the lizard?
Yeah.
What is this guy's name?
Like,
Andrew Garfield. I don't even know.
Andrew Garfield.
The guy with the dark hair.
This is the dude I'm speaking negatively about. This is the dude I'm speaking negatively about. This dude
Bro, Andrew
doesn't
Garfield
have any,
was
he doesn't have
more.
any
Garfield
traits of
was-
Spider-Man in him.
Bro, he was nah. Tobey Maguire doesn't have any traits of Spider-Man, my guy.
Are
Tobey
you
Maguire doesn't
maybe
have-
just feeling that because Andrew Garfield's character was very similar to what your own personality is based on, so you had that kind of
I'm not like that.
familiarity, and you're like, yeah, the way you speak, it's almost like the way he tried to act in that freaking thing. That's what I'm like.
No, it's not like that. It's
Is it
purely
you
just
like
based on
the
how
familiarity? Is that what it is? Because like that dude sucked.
Because
And, like,
that's just same as
Everybody in
me
this
saying
group
that you
agrees that
only with
he's
Tobey
not better
Maguire
than
because of
the first
nostalgia.
Spider-Man. Dude.
That's the same as me just saying that you guys just defend Tobey Maguire because of nostalgia, because he was the first Spider-Man you saw.
But then
and
why
you
do I
refuse
like
to
Tom
think that
Holland,
It's gonna
dude?
be better. Wait,
Why
you
do
like
I like Tom Holland?
Hey, we
Wait,
just
what
don't
do
need
you
to
want,
smiling.
I thought he liked Tobey. Wait, bro,
I like Tobey Maguire, and I told you it's Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and then Andrew Garfield, who sucks the most.
I say Andrew Garfield, then Tom Holland, then Tobey Maguire. But then in terms of Spider-Man,
is very appropriate.
we agree on Tom Holland at least.
He's
But
second
no,
place.
Tom Holland is Tobey Maguire is just, he did not embody Spider-Man, everything that Spider-Man was originally based on, the reason that Spider-Man became big, he did not embody that. The closest thing he had to embodying was the fact that he didn't have medical insurance, and that's all. That is all. He had no other. Yeah.
Wait, if you think of each Spider-Man as being a different Spider-Verse with a slightly different personal trait, given what could happen in the upcoming movie, are they not all accurate?
They are technically all accurate, but I did mention that before when I said when I did say that what a lot of people mistake is the fact that there are different multiverses. So there's never really one true Spider-Man. But I still feel like in the sense of how people think of Spider-Man, like when I say Spider-Man, you're not thinking Spider-Man C-117 or something like that. You're thinking, oh, Spider-Man, this default person from the what is the original comics called? Not the Detective Comics. That was Batman.
The Amazing?
No,
Earth 616
Spectacular
is the original Spider-Man that we know from 1960s.
I meant the comics though. I mean, I was like saying from the comic, but yeah, Earth 616. So isn't that the Earth with Miles?
No, Miles is the Earth 852, something like that.
Okay, my mistake. But yeah, when we say when Earth 616, okay, the default Spider-Man, the infinite Spider-Man, I guess. Okay, like that's just the all around, like when you think Rick and Morty, the infinite Rick, that's Spider-Man, just the original
Spider-Man Prime, basically.
Yeah, Spider-Man Prime. Yes, and that is what Andrew Garfield embodies most, and that's where they didn't miss anything in terms of comic accuracy, in terms of how he acted, in terms of who he was with. Everything just went, well, most things. So I think the Goblin storyline didn't really suit that much.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I just need to make a correction in my previous statement. He's not from 8-something. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, the Black Spider-Man, is from Earth 1610. Earth 1610.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Can you really?
You could have just said really dark gray, but okay.
Oh my god.
I was really going to ask what it is.
His suit is the color of black.
Oh, man.
I mean, either way,
it
wouldn't be incorrect. His suit is black?
So he's the Black Spider-Man. The suit is black.
He's the Black Spider-Man.
Come on, guys.
I prefer the term really dark gray, but okay, I'll allow it.
Dark gray? Really dark gray? It's a black with red color scheme, is it not?
Yes.
It's really, really dark gray, okay.
Although
it's just really, really dark gray.
Not to be confused with the Venom Spider. You don't want to confuse. Yeah.
Then what would be Venom's suit if it's not? What would be Venom's suit?
Can we even really call
They just rolled at the symbiote suit.
Can we really call Venom has a suit, though?
He was purple first.
Okay.
I think they mean if the suit.
Originally, the symbiote was purple, and then it became black and white because it's more sinister. Purple was seen as sinister, but then purple became a joke for sexual frustration, so couldn't take a dude wearing purple seriously.
You're the only person I know of that actually says that.
Can someone please play put on a picture of Venom from the earlier Spider-Man cartoons where he was actually black, red, and blue?
Isn't that Carnage?
No.
Nah.
So Venom was black. Venom was black.
The problem
is red.
Because I had old Marvel toys or figurines where he was purple, and this was from like.
In the animation, they accented him with red and blue.
I remember
the red and blue makes purple.
I remember that.
Oh yeah. He was half red, half blue, like literally bisected down the middle, if I recall.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually remember that.
Yeah.
And then that still carried on into.
Okay, I cannot actually open the browser, so somebody else please post the pics.
I can't open it either.
I know Adam O posted a link. But yeah.
Check the link here.
Well, shit. From college and dropping out to who's the worst Spider-Man. Only here are the AOE niggas.
I mean, that picture you posted of the two Spider-Man, that was kind of appropriate for the conversation that was happening.
Only here at the AOE, bro.
But you see, another thing the Prophet is Andrew Garfield is also known as the most hated Spider-Man, and he knew that fans hated him the most.
But he was overhated. He was hella overhated. I can't see why people didn't like him.
Because he wasn't the embodiment of.
But people
Spider-Man.
thought that he was cool. That's the thing, and wasn't a nerd. And that's something I actually remember from one of the. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you hear everything I said? Sorry, because my thing didn't light up.
You cut out for like a second.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so one review I remember watching, one opinion, which was wrong by the way, was that people didn't like him because he didn't seem like Peter Parker enough. He didn't seem like Spider-Man because he wasn't a nerd. People only thought that he was like fucking cool because he skateboarded and stood up for himself at one point. And so that's a lot of the reasons people were just like, no, it's not very comic accurate. This isn't how Spider-Man is.
I just didn't like him because of his face and how arrogant he was in the Spider-Man role.
I don't see the arrogance, if I'm honest with you. I don't see the arrogance. I see arrogance a lot more in Tobey Maguire than I see in Thingy. The only person I'll say that wasn't arrogant is Tom Holland, because Tom Holland's Spider-Man is just afraid.
Tobey Maguire had to intentionally be arrogant for that one part, for like the one when he was being Venomized.
Tobey Maguire was arrogant throughout the entire trilogy. Tobey Maguire was a toxic asshole throughout the entire trilogy.
Damn.
I can't change my mind on that.
Bro, wasn't he a sweetheart, guys? Back me up on
No,
this.
he was not, bro. He was not. Go on, rewatch the trilogy, bro. Rewatch the trilogy. Rewatch the trilogy from MJ's side. Rewatch it from her side. He was a toxic asshole the entire way through. He was not a good friend.
Oh my god, is that what you're basing on? You freaking feminist. Oh my god, shut the hell up.
Bro, are you really gonna?
Oh my god, you just made me lose all respect for you in like a second, and I figured out what the.
The thing is, the person he was closest to next to Aunt May is the person he wants to be closest to most is MJ. So most of the time when you gotta see a side of Peter Parker, it would be if with or due to MJ. And so I'm not using MJ as a whole feminist thing as though he was just a toxic boyfriend to her.
Spider-Man was a playboy as well, dude. Oh god.
No, there's a difference between being a playboy and being a toxic asshole. Yeah, is it just that maybe you like him because you think he embodies the specific mindset that you think you have? Is it maybe that you see that sort of connection between him and how you think? Maybe that's why he's so evident.
Definitely, those are the characters we based our personalities off of, man.
Okay, well, I'm not basing it off of personality. I'm basing it off of fact and how he is. There's a difference between being a playboy and being an asshole. Okay. Being a playboy is him. Being an asshole is Tony Stark. You see the clear difference.
Listen,
yes?
It's comic accurate that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, has more girlfriends than any other superhero.
Yeah, dude dated like half the people of the MCU. That's not my point. I said there's a difference between being a playboy and being an asshole. He's supposed to be a playboy Spider-Man. He's not supposed to be a shitty Tony Stark.
You remember he was designed in the 60s, right? And that's like what those freaking men were like, dude. Being a G was being an asshole.
Oh, okay. I think I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this. Bro, I watched Johnny Bravo. That's not what I'm saying. Is he wasn't an asshole just to women. He was an asshole in general.
He was a charming asshole, bro.
He was not charming. He was just an asshole. All the charm that he might have had was all that was supposed to be not intended but insinuated. He was never actually charming. He didn't have any charm of himself.
His charm was his innocence, bro.
Bro, he didn't have charm. He did not have charm. I rewatched it to make sure my point was valid, and that's when I figured he's a fucking asshole, bro. He is just a dick, and I'm not talking like, oh, he's a playboy fucking cool guy dick. Okay, I'm not like Spider-Man would be. I'm saying like what Stan Lee intended with Iron Man was to make an asshole lovable. Yeah, they just made him like an Iron Man level asshole, but didn't add the lovability. That's what Tobey Maguire pretty much is. Just a plain asshole.
Bro, from your level of passion on this topic, I'm gonna give you the win, dude. Because I really do not care about it enough to get it.
This was entertaining.
That's how little ifs I give about it.
Was.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm fucking passionate. Spider-Man's my favorite fucking.
Bro, but then you see the thing is, you like Andrew Garfield. You freaking like Robert Pattinson, bro. I don't know what to do with you, dude.
Bro, everybody was shitting on me when I said that Henry Cavill would be the best fucking Witcher actor. I'm pretty sure you were one of the people who tried to shit on
Who
me,
the
bro.
hell said that, bro? Who the hell
I
said
said
that? 'Cause I've
Henry
been a
Cavill would be an
Cavill fan
amazing.
since freaking Superman, bro. Since I've seen
Bro,
his freaking
bro,
body
bro.
transformation, dude. Shit, dude.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you were one of the people who were shitting on me when I said Henry Cavill's gonna be a great Witcher. You
Nope.
were fucking the
Nope.
other guy that I knew, bro.
Nope.
And like,
Nope.
I stood
You know
by that shit.
why
I was
I
like,
can
this
say
is
no
the hill
with
I'm gonna die
utmost
on, bro.
certainty? Because I was doing the Henry Cavill Superman bodybuilding plan, so I was on Team Henry. It definitely wasn't me, bro.
Okay, well, a shit ton of other people were. Like, that was a hell unpopular opinion.
I don't think that's our group, bro. I don't think that's our group of friends.
Okay, maybe it wasn't, but regardless, my point is that I stay thinking that one person, this is the hill I'm gonna die on. I believe it's gonna happen. It's gonna be good. And then people was like, nah, it's not gonna be good. Dude couldn't even.
But look, you've been wrong. You've been wrong.
Okay, we never been wrong.
80% of the time with your opinion. Like,
bro,
and
name
I'm only
once.
right like 60% of the time.
Name once, my guy. Name once.
Andrew Garfield.
Oh my god! I saw that coming. I saw that
I
coming.
walked into that one.
And with that, we are full circle. We've gone full circle. We are back, boys.
Oh my god!
No, but bro, I absolutely love your
Hey,
opinion. That's why I love
Bro,
your
when Robert Pattinson actually nails Batman, bro.
You're always gonna have the opposite opinion of me.
Bro, watch when Robert Pattinson actually nails Batman, bro. This is the hill I'm dying on right now. I'm putting all my fucking faith in Robert for this, man.
Are we saying better than Batman Begins, The Dark Knight?
No, he's not gonna be better than the Batman Begins.
It doesn't count, bro. Doesn't matter.
No, but yeah, but I mean,
do you understand? If you say he's gonna be the best, and then you can't be better than literally anything else, then
okay, he's gonna be the second best. I'm not gonna put him up against Bale.
No, you just
There's no way he's gonna be against
You made yourself a hypocrite now. How can you trust the words of hypocrite?
Because I didn't realize that I said the best. When you mentioned Christian Bale, I was like, no, he's not gonna be as good. And then you said the best. I didn't realize he's gonna be second best though.
The prophet.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy that is you. The double standard. Do you understand?
No, but the thing is, I'm not.
You how you're not always right.
No, but I'm not. No, but there's a difference between not right. I just said what I didn't realize I said, so I corrected myself. If I'd stood on it, even though I wasn't right, that would have.
No, but before I corrected you, said this is the hill I'm going to stand on and die, and I just killed you on that hill. Before the movie even came out.
Listen,
I said.
Let me ask this one question. When we're talking about Batman, are we talking in the topic of the best Batman? Are we talking live action only, or both live action and animation?
You just said best.
If we were talking about best Batman, then it wouldn't even be Christian Bale.
Yeah, cartoon.
So why did you say Christian Bale is the best Batman?
He's a better Batman than Robert Pattinson. Which
when he was talking about that, I immediately assumed live action.
Then we're talking about live action, so we cut out.
I assumed until you mentioned thing. That's the point that I'm making here. Is we went based off of assumptions. There was never really any clear boundary. If you're talking about best Batman in general, I think it's Kevin Conroy.
It is Kevin Conroy.
Hey, that's something we can agree on, bro. That's something we can agree on.
100% could walk.
Yeah.
What?
Something intellectual into something stupid.
This is the formula.
I know as soon as I and the Prophet get into it, it's gonna be entertaining. I'm always smiling when I'm busy arguing with this dude. He's freaking amazing, dude. I love you, the Prophet. No homo.
Fuck you, man. No homo.
all right. Aside from getting heated and the unexpected bromance we've blossomed throughout this episode,
what bromance have we lost?
There's no bromance.
Blossomed. He said blossomed.
Bro, this is like that Top Gun level bromance, bro. No, you don't like each other, but then you grow to like each other, though.
What you mean? The Prophet's my homie, bro. He's my G.
Yeah, man. He helped me build my computer. Well, not build it, but you know.
He either built it or he didn't.
He helped me find the computer. I should say in a catalog. When I say find the computer, it sounds like
All right.
I actually had no input with you on your computer, bro.
No, you did. Remember, I sent you the deals that I got, and then you'd help me like sift through them, and then we found the one that was like for.
No. What happened was we sift through a lot of things, and then you went and got something completely different.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't completely different. It was. No. I got the one, bro. I got the one that I sent you. One of the last ones. One of the like second, third, or fourth last ones that I sent you. And then I
No,
thought I
the
wasn't
one
gonna
you were
get
getting
it,
was
and
a
then
GTX 1660 Super or something.
no, but I sent you a different one for this with the RX 80. I sent it to you and you said that, but then I think you told me to go more NVIDIA, but you said it was also a good deal for the one that I got. And then I said that no.
No.
things
You
changed, I
said you
can't
went
get
for that one, and then what happened was they didn't have it, so you had to go for this one.
No, I didn't know I was getting this one. I got it from
Exactly. So if you didn't know you were getting that one, how could you?
No, this was the one that I sent because I'm telling you the deal because I remember this. Trust me, I would remember this because I sent you the deal. You helped me with the deal. I sent the deal to my dad, and then this is the one that he got, but he didn't tell me about it. So it was one that I chose, but it was one that I didn't know I was getting.
Okay, can I just say this? Like, I'm willing to give Robert Patterson a chance because
back to this.
I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna get judgment, but like, yo, Twilight wasn't that bad though.
Bro, I lost all respect for you within those few seconds that you said that, bro. All the respect that I had, bro, all of it just gone.
You know why?
So quickly.
You know why? Do you know why I actually agree with Hobo Momo? Because I say no, I'm not being sarcastic.
No,
I say Robert Pattinson could potentially be an interesting Batman because this Batman takes place with Batman in year 1.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get used to the whole vigilante thing before he became more badass and everything like this. I'm saying year 1 Batman would be an interesting take on the story.
I agree with that. I just disagree on the notion that Hobo most of the Twilight wasn't that bad. That is insane, bro.
Like, I still believe fully in Batman, bro. He's gonna be a good Batman. A lot of people, but remember also, he's not playing Edward Cullen in Batman. That's where a lot of people get mistaken. That's why I think he's gonna be a good one.
He might. Why did you know his character's name? It's kind of
because it was back when I was growing up. It was Edward Cullen. It was back when I was growing up, bro. Like that shit was like everywhere.
Edward was who?
I don't know.
I think his name was Jacob, but I don't remember. I don't know his surname.
Oh yeah, so
it was Jacob.
Edward and Team Jacob. Have you seen that? Have you seen that two gangsters falling in love thing, dude?
What?
Trips and Bloods, Key and Peele. Oh wait, I gotta send you guys this link, bro.
How do we? Okay, so now it's
go from Batman to two guys
to Twilight. To now we went from Batman to Twilight, and now we're talking about Crimson the Blood.
Can you guys
falling in love?
Just watch this, please.
I still can't get over. How can you think Twilight wasn't that bad?
Twilight was terrible.
No, bro.
I hated Twilight.
It was a travesty. It was a travesty. How could you?
Batman's gonna be better, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could give him a chance by saying Twilight is.
He has to. He can't do worse than Twilight. You can't. That was bottom of the barrel.
You guys have to watch this video.
Like now. Well.
Yeah.
Fair use. Remember, I'm recording.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, can they even hear us watching it or what?
No, they can't hear us watching it.
Wait, I just want to say something.
Yep.
Well, when we began our initial topic, I was eating, but I just want to give my 2 cents, if possible. Maybe we can still drum up some form of conversation. The thing is, from my understanding, South Africa is basically the America of Africa.
But what?
Don't compare that. Okay.
Listen, let me explain.
Are you saying in terms of untapped potential?
You just called us retarded.
No, we
are though. I agree.
Actually, no, it might be quite accurate because South Africans think they're better than other African countries, but we're not actually the most.
We feel like we're a first world country, but we're
so we actually are like America.
Yeah,
Africa.
Let me explain.
That was xenophobic as hell, bro.
Pretty much. Yo, that's actually a good point.
Let me continue to explain.
Yeah, go on.
Here are some of the things we have in common. We are thriving economy in our respective
That is a lie. We're not a thriving economy. Unemployment is on the rise. We've got corruption. You see, America cannot even compete with us when it comes to corruption we have on the scale on this side.
Let Adam finish.
5%. Okay, sorry.
In our respective continents, we are considered a thriving economy. The stats may say different, but the court of public opinion may say otherwise.
Isn't Canada more thriving though?
That's
Yeah.
number one.
Oh, but it's different. It's a different continent, I think. Actually,
Number two,
is it?
No, it's the same continent.
Oh, it's the same continent.
Yeah.
They're both in North America.
I don't know where the border ends. Between the two.
A continent isn't the borders, bro. That's
North America and South America are two different continents, aren't they? But
Yeah.
connected. But they're connected. So
Yeah.
there's a border between them. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So there is a border.
Yeah.
So take back what you said.
No.
No,
I was right, bro.
created by the
No, you
Borders
weren't, because
has
there is a
nothing to do
border.
with the continent, bro.
Let me finish explaining.
Okay.
What I just said was number one. Number two, we both have a tragic past, including racism, heavily influenced by racism.
Yeah.
And our first black presidents, however we may feel about them, did meet each other within their respective lifetime. There's a lot of tourism. There's a lot of things that we can find between each other. And what I've noticed, which is quite scary, is that if you want to see the world in the future, just look at the US.
You see, you can't look at no, dude.
No, let me continue to explain.
Yeah.
Stock traders, people in the financial markets, they use that as a rule. If you want to find out how a stock is going to perform in the UK, for example, look at the US. I mean, look, 7 years ago, the term cultural appropriation, if you brought it here to South Africa, we would look at you funny. Now that we are here now, yes, I'm ignoring the time, the difference in time and what happened within the last 7 years, but the effect that term has across the world. The term cultural appropriation is now taboo, if that makes sense to you guys.
You see,
So-
I have to completely disagree with you
I might have to agree with Hobomo on this, actually.
because,
really sorry.
cultural appropriation, I'm gonna get honest, and it really doesn't exist in South Africa, bro. Because we have Heritage Day, where our schools kind of force us to try and dress in different heritages, respect other heritages, things like that.
Yeah.
So
The most I've had from cultural appropriation was dead as just one person, one guy who got mad at somebody else for like just wanting me to change my hairstyle or something like that, or
Did you
wear
know-
something like that. That
did
was
you
the
know-
closest, but other than that, it's never ever happened.
like
we
nobody
just
is gonna
don't-
get mad with a white girl for wearing a freaking sari, dude.
Yeah, nobody's gonna. We're gonna look at it and be like, "Yo, what's okay?"
Everybody, even the Indian women are gonna be like, "Nah, she killed it." Dude.
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah.
like that's
Yo, that's
Really?
the fact.
Yeah. America's
Really?
a different story, but
Yeah,
out
no,
here we
you
don't
would
really
actually
care that much.
Okay, I'm
would
gonna
actually
now
get
break
hyped up.
apart your argument one by one,
All right.
piece by piece, right? So, firstly, the racism and the freaking slavery and all of that
Yeah, that's
applies to almost
worldwide.
every country
That's
in Africa.
worldwide.
It's just that
That's
we were conquered by the British, whereas other countries in Africa were conquered by the French,
European.
Spanish.
Don't forget the
Belgians.
Yeah, the only thing that actually might have a similarity is what you call it. That the only thing in your argument that you could possibly say okay is the
It's both
Obama and
colonized by the British.
no that Obama and
No, but I feel like is that
Nelson
really?
Mandela met.
Does it really
you know?
have much of a bearing in terms of if you're comparing the countries?
You know,
though?
I was just watching
that's
this
a
really
problem.
amazing video the other day with comparing Venezuela to South Africa.
Someone slap it in the description. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
Venezuela.
Right, and like somebody
that's
from
scary,
Brazil
bro.
was saying
Have you
like
seen
how
Venezuela?
and like how someone from Brazil was saying the similarities between you see, and another thing is why you can't even say that is because South Africa is the number one most unequal country in the world. You know, so that argument goes out of the.
I serious, bro. Like, but maybe they is like supplied with this. Yeah.
We are that. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
I can't deny that.
But like this guy from Brazil, he came to South Africa, and he was saying like when he came from Brazil to South Africa, he thought it was gonna be different, and all he found was similarities. So it would be closer to compare our country to Brazil than
America.
than
And Brazil
America.
and Brazil is kind of fucked up in its own way.
Yeah, but you must remember, we also got fucked
In
up
its
places
own
like
way.
Cape Town, dude.
Yeah, bro.
We've got people living in a dream world, completely safe in their bubble, saying, "Oh no, we're the friendliest people in the world." And then in that same city, you have the people committing the most murders.
Dear God,
Pretty much just based off of where you are
It's
and your
literally
financial
just-
position in
Yeah,
life.
it's exactly like
It's-
Brazil. It's like the people who have are living in their own bubble. It's the people who have and the people who have not, bro. It's closer to compare to Brazil than it is to compare to, you know.
And
in
we
Europe.
think, and when we think of Brazil, we mainly think of just well, I don't know if it's just me, but like more
rough
impoverished
areas, yeah.
areas. And then that's also what people generally think of with South Africa also. So that's more of a similarity
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
Brazil
So
and South
that
Africa.
argument holds no weight. Amadou, but
to have
the
in
reason
that.
why we say in the stock market compare this to America, because America has been the leader in pushing envelopes and implementing things, you know. So
They're
if
not-
it succeeds in America because they've implemented it first, that gives us an example of how it's going to succeed. But the
because
UK
people
is
see it
much more
succeed there
developed than
already.
America is, but you know they're just a little bit behind in terms of just
But
implementation.
America also experiments a lot more.
Yeah.
In terms of the people there
Yeah.
and the ideas they have and the things that they're willing to throw out.
And
It's
that's because America
always wants
has
to
people
stay
coming
on
in
top.
from all over the world trying to
And
make
it's
it
also
big.
it's also the
Land
idea
of
because
opportunity.
America thinks America should always be on top and be leading, so they're always gonna strive to be leading, and so that's
Even-
why they're always willing to try more.
even though
Different thing.
even though they've recently fallen behind China, but
But they've been behind everybody. In
No,
terms
but
of if you
bro,
actually live there and
China's
think there.
slowly destroying itself, bro. I need to send you guys these things. So one of the biggest companies. So you know, in China, because it's a communist military
Yeah.
dictatorship, whatever, people found
Hey,
safety.
it's a democracy. It's just you can only vote for one government.
Yeah.
But you have the right. You have the right. You have the right to vote. You can
Okay,
only
so
just vote one.
Because the government could just take your money away at any point in time or something, people had to find a safe avenue to invest their money, and that was into property. That's why you had these what you call abandoned cities, basically. So the skyscrapers are just lying empty because people just needed to find these places to keep their money safe, and that property was. And now that property marked the biggest company that was in charge of developing these buildings and selling them off and taking thousands of people's deposits and whatever. That business has started failing because China passed laws that inadvertently started destroying itself. And now what they've ended up finding is that company, which is one of the biggest companies in China, is now failing, and this is going to cause a crash in the Chinese markets and chaos. And then not only that, people who are trying to find other means of stability, like Bitcoin and stuff like that, that's also illegal now because Chinese don't want you. The Chinese government doesn't want you controlling your own money. They want to be able to see everything, control everything. So
ghost in the machine. Oh my God.
and now they're actually going through a debt crisis. Like you remember before, China was buying everybody's debt, buying off of everybody's debt,
Yeah.
right?
Even
and we were like, oh wow,
ours.
China doesn't have debt. China now has a problem where there's so much debt that it could be crippling its economy, directly linked to one of the laws that they passed or regulations they passed, which affected that big business. We're doing that things where people took off because properties are so expensive in China. It took generations and generations to save up to buy a property. In other ways, to get a property, you have to take a loan. Now you've taken this loan to put in your deposit to get your property built, and this company goes bankrupt, and the government then says they're not going to step in to save this company. What do you think happens to all of those people who've now taken loans and put all of their savings and everything into this company, try and secure some money and wealth and standing, and this all disappears overnight, and all of a sudden you're left with gigantic and enormous amounts of debt, tripling debt that generations will not be able to walk off.
Damn, generations?
Yep.
That's
So
pretty
what-
much a student in America, if I'm honest with you.
No,
So what-
but
It pretty much is.
let me carry on with what I was trying to say. In a sense, I've noticed that even in a dating sense, apparently there's a lot of correlation between the US and South Africa.
No, absolutely.
apparently.
Whoa, I'm gonna cut you off there. Evangelical, please back me up here.
No. No. When it comes to dating.
Yeah.
That is not the case at all.
Bro,
Can I
South
tell you
Africans
something?
are too uptight, bro.
Women, yes, the women are very slow to trust you. Yeah. In America, you can like literally banter from the get go. When you're flirting, but in South Africa, if you like start with this random banter, like you say, for instance, like I looked at all these tips and things, and they seem like they should work, but when I tried them, this chick was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" Literally. So like,
I get that. I get what you mean. Like I get that. Oh, it's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Look,
yeah,
it's Now I gotta disagree as well, man. It's the dating scene down here in America. It's night and day, honestly.
Dude,
I'd much
I don't
rather
know
be
where
dating
you're
in
getting
America,
this
if I'm
information
honest
from,
with
but this is the biggest load of.
Wait,
has
let's
to be
let
the-
him explain it. Actually, maybe he
Yeah,
means
maybe
it in
you
a
can
different
explain
method that we think, because we're thinking overall. Maybe he means it in a different sense.
You're taking the example of woman.
Bro,
No.
maybe he just means it in a different sense.
Okay, yeah. Can you explain your sense, please?
So what I was trying to say is that I've noticed that whatever America is doing, other countries, other people try to copy it.
I can agree. I can at least. I can say that. I can say that. I can agree with that much. I suppose.
But
I can see that.
what
For
was
sure.
it regarding the woman there and the girls? What were you gonna say originally?
No, that was what I was going to say originally.
The woman, yeah, copying girls in America.
I kind of feel like
And,
Yeah,
because
that can be true. The fashion. Yeah.
If we're talking about the only
Alright.
the
recently,
only yeah.
all right, let me just say. A while back, I saw an ad of a woman buying a cup of coffee and some piece of cake, and she spoke to the camera saying that this cost me the same as it would cost him, and then she asked that a question that stuck with me to this day.
the gender wage gap. I hope not.
Oh,
It
please
actually
no.
was.
I really hope not.
It actually was. She asked the question, and why do I?
Women get paid less.
Yeah,
Here we
The
go.
gender wage gap is
Here
a
we
lie.
go.
The gender wage gap is a lie. It is inaccurately calculated. It is just not.
Okay, right? So we've just understood. So how this all started was less men are going to college and university, and women are in South Africa. In the working world, if you've ever worked in corporate or anything, you'll see there's always far more women employed than men. That's just the situation of South Africa. And in South Africa, you have a lot of strong women who lead families. It's just the way it is. It's not completely inaccurate, bro.
So then, let me ask you this: why would a strong woman that you've just described vaguely go for someone who is her equal or lesser?
You don't choose who you fall in love with if you're thinking of it like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think
It's
everybody
just
thinks
some
about it
qualities-
logically or economically
You don't
all the
remember.
time.
A lot of people don't think about it as a financial thing. Like that's not what they're in it because they like the person. It matters more of the
It
person than
depends
what
on the
person
type of person as well. Like I just had a
Yeah.
conversation with somebody today, and he was explaining to me about this date that really destroyed him. That's why I was a bit late to this group. And
Tell your friend I said sorry.
right?
Like, it
And
gets better.
yeah, no. So what happened was this guy. So this guy is qualified in IT, right? And this girl is a lawyer, right? And they were vibing. It was really good, and then they were getting along really well. And then came the topic of finances, and that's where things kind of fell apart because she kind of told him like, look, in his particular field of IT, it's basically a dead end and a ceiling to how much you could earn because he's in what you call it, technical assistance or whatever it is, right? And she was like, financially moving forward, it can't really work because your ceiling's too low compared to mine, and blah 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 blah. And that really made him change the way he looked at his life. And this year is his final year of his business degree, so he'll now have 2 qualifications, all because of that conversation. So it depends on the type of person. If you're people who are very money minded, if you're going after women that are very money minded, you need to understand you're not going in for it love. You're going into it for
Yeah.
standing and investment purposes. You're not looking at
Like-
your relationship as a relationship. You're looking at
Love is just a side note there.
yeah, you're just looking at
It's-
your relationship as a potential investment into the comfort of your future life. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
it's more like
Let me
when you're
ask you
thinking
this.
of a future with a person. If you're like for me, for example, I'm just the kind of person who's just like not very money minded in terms of that. Like if I want a person, it's gonna be for the person. I'd be like imagining my life as in with the person and all things that could be possible. Whereas somebody who's more money minded would be like the person's there, but I'm also thinking about more how the life is gonna be, the comfort of it and quality of life, things that they have. And that's where the difference lies, is whether you're looking for the future in, like monetarily, or the future with a person.
Emotion.
And so
yeah.
emotionally was better. Yeah.
And people who are looking at the future investmentally actually are just settling, because what happens is nobody starts off by saying, yo, like, no, I need to look at let's say very few people start off saying, no, I need to look at the future, because you're going to try and go for love. And what's going to happen is you're going to see, well, love doesn't last forever, firstly, in their mindset or whatever their situation was. And they're like, okay, look, that doesn't keep, what's that saying? What?
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
No, that other one about, it's okay to be pro, but it's better to be poor. It's better to be
happy poor than rich sad. I don't know.
It's better to be rich and unhappy, because you can still cry in a Ferrari, as compared to I don't know why that made me laugh.
I'm just imagining a rich guy crying on a Ferrari. That is just
He's also
kind of the
wiping.
funniest
He's
thing
also
that I've heard all
wiping.
week.
I'd rather be crying in a Ferrari than a
you'd rather be unhappy comfortably.
Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah,
that's the realization that many women are having, because they're realizing they can't. You see, and that's a problem with men as well these days. But with women, it's a bit more unrealistic. The standards you have,
That's
because
what
of
I
all
was
this media and everything else.
wait, is that what you meant when you like South African women and American women are similar?
Yes.
In terms of standards, that I can agree that on that point, because yeah, they have the same standards. The only difference is
South African women are
I
far
know
harder to
Hobo and I talked about this the
Talking
other day.
What are you saying, Homo Mama?
South African women are far harder to approach.
Yeah,
100%, bro.
Yeah.
I've
Understandable,
approached
because
American women, I've approached German women, I've approached I've approached Chinese women, like outside of China. I mean, outside of South Africa, it's a lot easier to approach.
No,
I'm
understand.
just saying, women in South Africa are very difficult to approach.
No, it's understandable, because they fear of getting how should I say this, inappropriately advanced. But
even before then, they've always been like that. It's not.
It's a lot of women have that fear, but the thing is, I think what they're referring more to is the ones who don't really have that fear, but also have this like false sense of superiority.
Yes, no,
which is not all of them. I've met a good few who don't, but a lot of them do have this false sense of. Have you ever seen the one where people say like the good-looking girls are insecure, and then the bitches looking like Shrek think they're hot shit? That's a very accurate. It's laugh all you want, but it's very accurate actually.
Yeah,
my mother always has this saying. She's like, always go. Don't think you're not gonna get the pretty girl. Always go for the pretty girl, because chances are the other dudes are gonna be too shy.
Was it you that told me that saying? Because I know it too, but I don't know.
I hear people say that a lot of times, though. Like that's what I hear a lot.
It's a different era completely, right? Because now people don't need to have that confidence. You're just chatting up, and it's like, hey, you like me, I like you. Oh, you're good looking, I'm good looking. There's that instant gratification. Whereas before, you didn't have that easiness and indirectness of just being like, hey, you're good, I'm good.
Nowadays, people just buy 10K followers on Insta, and they go for it.
Now everybody's hitting up anybody because it's easy. And when you get rejected, you don't really care. She's not really in front of you. It's like, oh, on
because
to the next
everybody's
one,
right there.
Yeah.
It's literally copy paste the message, and who replies. Those are the actual catches.
Now the thing is, it's not the pretty ones you want to go after, because the pretty ones know they're hot shit because of the way the world has developed and social media has developed and shit like that. So it's not the same thing anymore. Now you want to go for those hidden gems, those insecure girls
Diamonds in
that
the
don't
rough.
have too many followers and too many friends on Facebook. Like a general number for a woman that you should never like.
If she has over a K, bro, it's
Yes,
gonna ruin your day.
if
Trust
on
me. Just
Facebook,
leave.
if she has over 200 or 300 friends, it's a red flag. On
Okay, I don't
Instagram,
go
if she has
on
over
Facebook.
1,000 followers, I'm sorry, bro. Like I've been told this, I've seen this, and women say this repeatedly. It's hard to say no. What? It's hard to say
That's a
no
very
100
sketchy
times.
sentence.
You know?
Let me carry on with my point if you guys don't mind. I've
Oh,
noticed
yeah, sorry.
I've noticed that guys and girls, we love and we approach relationships differently. Like you guys said now, from my take, from my understanding, I can be wrong. We love on what could be, which means we love idealistically. While women, on the other hand, they have more to lose because their time frame of contribution to a meaningful relationship is so much smaller. They have to love logically.
I feel like it's also, if you have a lot of options, you want to choose the best one. Because once you make the option for this specific thing, you could lose the better option.
Look,
So I
if
feel
you
like
think
it's
of it
also
as a point of
part of
survival of the fittest, you want to give your offspring the highest chance of succeeding in the future, and I think that's what also plays a big factor in it. Obviously, if you know, like, look, I'm not going into this love for love. I'm going into this so that my offspring can have like the best freaking chances at
See?
having a good freaking life.
That's why they think logically while we think idealistically, because they have more to lose.
But you see, that's another thing. Though, like I explained earlier, it's the people who settle that later on come to discover them.
Jokes on them. I'm not gonna have offspring.
And because they, what I was trying to say is because they have such a limited span compared to men, they have to be more selective.
Don't
And
men die quicker?
Yeah.
Men
Yeah,
die quicker.
we were
Men
born.
die way quicker.
We
We
have a
don't
shorter
fill up
lifespan. It's not that he's talking about the cycle of when they can produce children.
Yeah.
So he's saying the wrong things, but he means different.
Oh, okay.
I say the wrong thing, but us guys, we can reproduce from puberty till death, right?
So
From puberty till death.
Actually, no, that's not all true because men start having erectile dysfunction around 40 when their testosterone levels start
yes, that's
naturally
pretty much.
decreasing.
Dang.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why people normally celebrities and things go on hormone replacement therapy. That's why women also go on hormone replacement therapy, so they can get around that as well to produce longer, and also it helps manage their periods and things like that. Yeah, lots of women have told me these stories. Let's move on from this topic.
But long story short is they have to be more selective in the case of survival. So what I'm afraid is, and what I think is going to happen is that they already their standards, the women who are going to leave universities and get into jobs, their standards for relationships and husbands are going to be much higher.
That's actually true. I 100% agree with that. That's actually happened to me.
It's happening right now.
It's literally happened to me. Bro, I'm 20. I should not have to deal with this shit. Maybe like Hobo Mo, around his age gap, maybe. But me at 20, bro, having to deal with that shit.
Did you sort of just oust Homo Momo in age with that statement?
That's age discrimination, bro. I'm offended.
I did it to pretty much all of you.
I'll agree with you right there. Let me just say this. Right? So when
No
I
offense, but
still had the
like-
potential as a science and I was doing a science degree, who were the main people I was dating? I was dating doctors because that was, how it was. But as soon as I decided science wasn't the field for me, that whole freaking pick of the litter just disappeared instantly, dude.
It's okay. I just meant more of like with women. Okay, this is just my personal experience with pretty much with one X, just one X. Is when they everybody they want to accomplish more just to make up for like how things were before when they couldn't accomplish. So obviously everybody wants to be independent and be self-made, right? So they go for the highest accomplishments they can. But the thing is, with what Adam O said is, even though they still accomplish, as highly as they can because they want to be independent, they still want the dude to be more successful or better off.
It's called
in
dating
that
down.
sense.
They don't want to date down. That's what it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
That's a well-known phenomenon.
The term you're looking for is hypergamy, meaning you date up in the world.
Yeah, that's actually, I forgot about that term. Jeez, when last did I fucking hear that? Oh, damn.
Who disappeared?
Unfortunately, Evangelical had to leave the building, but I wish him all the best. And
He's okay.
let's continue the topic.
Yeah, he was fine. He just didn't want to mess with the flow of the conversation. Just to,
Yeah, but no, I have to agree with you on 100%.
Hey, bro, don't use no real names. What you doing?
Oh, shit.
We'll censor it. We'll censor it. Don't stress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on 100% the Prophet. Everything you said is exactly spot on. You hit the nail on the head. And that's the sad reality of the matter. And you discover that yourself. And that's why you say you need to be what you want to attract.
But the thing is, here's kind of where I'm going to disagree, but also agree, is I feel like you should have the same mindset. This is to everybody here and everybody who's listening outside of this, is have the same mindset. Is don't be better because you want to get better. Be better because you should just be better. Whatever you get.
You got to be the best for you and not for somebody else, right?
Because the thing is, you're going to lose that somebody else. Either be it by them leaving, you leaving, or death. You're going to lose that somebody else anyways. And so if you're going to work and make yourself better, make all these improvements, get all this, luxury, I guess, like all these accomplishments. Once the thing that you get all the accomplishments for disappears, all those accomplishments become worthless. And so that's something you should kind of avoid.
You see what I'm grateful for is that I'm not in the rat race anymore. And having dated overachievers my entire life and being with an overachiever who doesn't really require me to overachieve as well, I'm happy that I don't have to make that rat race anymore.
You sound like a simple man. I like that.
It's an honest living, bro. It's honest work.
It ain't much, but honest work.
But no lie, I envy. I don't wish bad upon, because that's what people see when you say envy.
The Prophet, your mic is cutting out every now and then.
I realize that, so I just repeat because I'm also looking at the thing. Sorry, I was saying that I don't have any bad wishes, but I envy you. I don't know if you know what I mean, because when people say envy, people generally assume they also have bad intent or something.
Yeah, no. I could hear that loving lust in the undertone. Yeah.
Just whenever I think of your relationship, it just warms my heart.
Yeah.
It just has me, man. I have dreams about it in the night. Anyway, but yeah, I because he found something that he's genuinely being content in, and he's avoided pretty much all. He's been hit with the bullets, but he's dodged the rest of them, which is the important part.
Well, not really. Even though she might have accepted me, her family and things, but
the family.
It's not like
God, do not get me started on family.
It's not. It's all. There's a lot of standards and bureaucracy and things you have to get around. And look, the only process is for me to now get a degree in something a little bit better than her. But I'll have that done in 3 years. So I'm not stressed.
Let me get my Vin Diesel voice and Vin Diesel memes if we're going to talk about family.
God damn it.
I'm opening the folder right now.
Family.
No, but it's not all.
I'm sorry about that.
But I mean, you gotta. And another thing is, as a dude, you gotta fight for things you want. Dudes have become such pushovers, bro. The reason I like the Prophet so much is because that always gonna freaking stand for what he freaking believes in, even if it's utter trash. You'll be there
Fuck you. What do you mean utter trash?
Yeah.
I do Prophet.
Thank you. Thank you.
But no, that's another thing. Guys don't stand up for what they believe in anymore because men are actually being oppressed these days.
You're going to get cancelled for saying that, bro.
You can't really say that they're going to be oppressed either, because then you're a part of the patriarchy.
Bro, who gives a flying F, bro? We're the resistance.
Yeah, bro. just fucking 7 guys.
6 now.
That's the entire resistance.
Yeah.
7 guys.
Pause. Prophet, pause. What the hell were you trying to say, man?
Are you
It's just
implicating
7
the rest
guys.
of us with this?
Oh yeah,
There's
shit.
7
It's just
guys.
one guy. It's just one guy versus no, we gotta stand with him. Plus, if he actually recorded this and leaks it, we're kind of all fucked in takes, So you gotta all for one for.
No, but
7
like,
guys.
dudes, like,
Yeah,
guys,
that's
if
a
you
good
want
plan, bro.
something, if you want something in life, you gotta work for it, and you can't make excuses. You can't blame other things. It's easy
You
to
can
blame
either have results or you can have excuses.
excuses. Yeah,
You
and
can't have
the
both.
easiest thing you can do is blame it on something else and not blame yourself. And then when you blame yourself, you shouldn't get depressed by blaming yourself. You need to say, what can I do to change this? What can I do to be better at this? Not, let me just keep knocking myself down and let me just give up. No, you gotta keep pushing yourself forward, and you gotta have goals. You gotta have a route to those goals. You can't just have goals and have no plan of how you're gonna get there, because then all you have is shit. You have nothing, right?
You have a dream.
You have a
And it's a
dream, and that's all it is. To make it a reality, you've got to have a plan, and you have to have that action to progress in that route.
Even if you don't have a full plan, as long as you have the action and the will to keep going through, you will forge a plan.
Like, I am like overly proud of Switch 97 for the transformation he made.
Bro,
Audio-wise.
Same here, actually.
Like, once I'm just like, bro, do you know how difficult it is to go from, for us it's
Whoa.
easy because like we were always in the rhythm of things, but this is a man who showed that anything is possible if you just put your mind to it and you just put in a little effort every day. Because everybody, we have these big dreams, and now these big dreams are drowning us because we see them as impossible to reach. None of us think about, let's have these small little goals that we should reach, or things to start with to get to that point, so we can build up to that thing. Everybody these days, because of the media and how everything is portrayed, and Instagram, everything's easy. I just did this and I'm a millionaire,
Yeah, man. Invest in Camcoin and
Yeah,
Wait, what?
You are not here for the conversation about
like 697. Can you please tell us about the transformation you did, and what was the mindset that made you go from, okay, I'm not going to do anything, to I'm going to actually start changing my life and bettering my life and bettering myself?
Please bear in mind, as we discuss this topic, this can also apply to the college dropouts. Please continue. Thank you, Switch.
How does it apply to? Oh, never mind.
It was more just prodding of me. It definitely wasn't just me on my own, but I guess I would just help to see that things couldn't go on like this. It was more worrying back then. It was just more worrying about the job aspect. But then in terms of my health, in terms of my health, my mother was like worried. I was just like worried as hell, and I am big bone. Like, we're not talking like over 300 pounds, but then I was pretty bone. So then she just so then we decided. Let's work. So we decided, let's work this out. And then for those 6 months, I've just been, focused on nothing. I've just really been focused on, just gymming and then just eating right. And at first, was tough. It was tough at first, and it's something I have to go back into because I was slack more recently. But yeah, really, you just have to just start very small and like do what you can. And and I guess the most important thing is to not stop, because then you'll just get like very lazy. Like, I was put in a situation where I wasn't allowed to, which I suppose helped me a lot. And then I just got into the flow of it, and then just got more used to gymming every day and such. But yeah, that's basically what happened. But in the end of the day, like, I had to make that choice of being like, I just can't do this anymore. I have to do something. And yeah.
You see, another thing I'd like to stress a lot about to you guys is especially if you've grown up in households where you've had like workaholic parents or absent parents or anything where you haven't had that support growing up, is that in a partner you should look for a partner that is willing to support you.
Yeah, I know you
And
told me
you're
that.
willing to support yourself. You need support. That's another important thing. A lot of people, when you're looking at a partner, it's just you're basing it on stupid things, like looks that are gonna fade very quickly. Yeah, you've got to find somebody that's gonna add more to your life. That's the most important thing you need to do when you're looking for a partner is somebody who's going to add something to your life that's going to be able to make you able to add something to theirs.
So, Hobo, you saying you take a 4?
What?
You say you not think you'll take a 4?
Damn. Am I not already with a?
Hey,
Calm the fuck down.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Chief.
Yo,
I'm gonna keep it
bro, I'm
100
gonna have
with
to
you,
stop
Chief.
you right there, Chief.
10 to the power.
What the
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you there, Chief. Your girl there is
bro.
nowhere near a 4.
Yeah,
That is ice in your veins, bro. What the hell?
She is not a 4.
She is not a 4.
She's not a 4.
She's pretty high up. Okay, she's pretty high up on the scale. I just wanted to sound a bit humble there. But as I was
Listen, he's trying to sound humble by roasting someone else.
Bro, you are
because
the
she
nice
actually listens to our podcast.
What?
I said to the again.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh my god, bro. What are you trying? What, bro? What are you doing?
No, what's great is what I like about it is our reaction to the entire thing.
That's so wholesome, you guys. You have
That actually means we as a group like her a lot. That we disagree with, like we fire.
Disagree with you straight up.
That we fire on Hobo Mo. Shit, he talks shit.
No, but
and then Razan, I still went on to explain that he's wrong.
Everybody will defend my girlfriend against me. I'm like,
yeah, I'm sorry, Chief.
That's how you know you picked right somehow.
When all the boys disagree, then all the boys agree that you actually did.
You're wrong.
And get angry at you for roasting her.
Literally everybody came to defense, bro. Everybody came.
No, she's an angel, and that's why everybody's just like, dude, no, we're not gonna let you do this.
I posted in our group chat our collective reaction. Take a look if I got it right.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
And also, final thought on the whole schooling system. Sorry to keep it back and forth on this. I was eating, so I couldn't add anything to the conversation. But if guys can't honestly decide on what they want to do for university, then let them do something else. But at least contribute to society, because a lot
I think it gets back to something more simpler than that, and that is school. Enabling people to pursue things they're actually good at, and that, like, our freaking education system around the world is just outdated and lacking.
Yeah, agree with that.
If you could spot early on, like, look, this child has a talent in this, or he likes that. Let's develop the skill throughout his learning. And in Austria, they actually do this, which is amazing, because at 16 years old, instead of like finishing school as we would here until like 18, they go into a working field where they're then learning in their passion. And universities and things are free as well. It's like, study away, like, so like.
I think that's because their economy can afford. Damn, but that's amazing, though. I think it's because their economy can afford it to make it free.
But the thing with, you see, and that's the thing right now, is in South Africa, is nobody wants to do the damn work, the hard work, the labor. Everybody wants the easy jobs, and that's why we're sitting with so much employment, and that's why university degrees absolutely useless right now.
Minimum maximum reward.
I was hired by this company,
reward. Yeah, that's true.
And I had to pick people for this mindless position, right? And the only people that could apply for this position, So this job you could do without even needing matric or anything. But I was literally sifting through degree graduates, right? Engineers, and business degrees, things, amazing qualifications. And these people are scraping for these useless jobs now because that's how populated our freaking market is worth of qualified people, so to say, you know? It's a problem, you know? And then now the jobs that you need skilled labor in a developing country, skilled labor, you know? And
There's no
that's
substitute for experience, but you need experience to get a job, and to get a job, you need experience. So it's a never-ending cycle of unemployment. So it's a mad thing, really. It's a mad thing.
Look, okay, I actually proved myself wrong there quite a bit because the point is you need a degree now to get a job, even a basic job, because that's how many educated people there are out there, and that's the competition out there. And sad reality is most of you aren't actually going to get a job, even with that qualification, because I probably looked through around 100 CVs, and we only ended up taking like 10 people. So if that gives you an example of how many people are getting hired, how many people are staying at home, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then because of that, a lot more people feel like jobs and stuff not the way that they should try and make money on their own, doing their own things, and that also in turn leads to more people dropping out.
Yeah, but you know how shocking it was? I did a little stint at this really huge company in about 2014. I'm not going to mention the name of the company. And they got bought over by a bank later. That's all I'm going to say. But a lot of the workers in the company were engineers, and I was like speaking to these guys, and they're like, oh, so what did you do to end up here? And it's like, oh, I'm an engineer. There were just no jobs, and yeah, engineers are smart enough, so they normally want us wherever they can get us. That's the sad reality of it. You study and you put so much effort into this, and you will never do anything in that field.
Unless it's degree specific, like medicine.
Yeah, but these are engineers who are doing paperwork, like for insurance and things like that. You know?
And that's just a big waste if you really think about it.
And that all comes back down to the economy. If we had enough skills and skilled labor and cheap labor, it's sad to say, but to develop, you need cheap labor to start. Because if labor is too expensive, then everybody's just going to go, okay, let's just get China to do it, you know, which is what the whole world is doing.
We do have the resources. We just need someone to let them match.
Yeah, but looking at our
We have the
political system,
resources.
who's going to do
Our
that?
government steals everything, dude. We don't.
Yeah,
We don't.
they literally take everything and leave us with scraps.
Our government steals 90% and only does 10% of the work.
It's 11 o'clock exactly. I just want to thank you all for joining me tonight and being
Sorry
the best.
for being late, guys. Someone was opening up, and you know, you can't just be like, "Hey, listen, yeah, I need to kind of stop talking. Like, I got something."
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
That's good. It was something important. So.
Shut cheese. Keep it real.
I wet.
Keep it real.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Take care, my brother.
If it's brown, flush it down. Yellow, let
Bro,
it
say
mellow.
fuck Rocco again. That was a good way to end it.
We need to end every stream with Crow to say fuck Rocco.
Yeah, Kuro, you haven't seen it as yet, bro.
Yeah, man. Say it. End it off.
I have much love, famo, and fuck Mark Rothko, dog.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
want to say
Steal 1, build 9.
It's ridiculous. Like this corruption is rampant. Man. It needs to
So-
stop.
At least it's not like Lebanon. Lebanon's way worse off.
How bad is Lebanon actually?
Whoa,
South
why is that
Africa's
the
pretty bad.
No. Adamo, what did you just say? Adamo, what did you
Mia
say?
Khalifa. Mia Khalifa.
Why is that the first
What?
thing that popped into mind?
What?
What?
Because I know
What?
your dirty ass mind, and honestly, the
None of us said anything.
No, none
here.
of
It's
us
just
have any
you.
idea.
Yeah. The first thing,
None of our minds were near there, bro.
all right.
Yeah.
No, honest truth. My first thought was the time it exploded last year. How many tons of?
Oh, trying to change the subject.
No,
guys.
that was my first thought. But I know how dirty your mind is. So my second thought was that chick.
That chick.
You were
that
talking
chick
about
perfectly
factory
knew the surname
explosion,
and
wasn't it?
everything. Yeah, the explosion was like a little off, like over a year ago. I think it was a year ago, like last month. Crazy.
Hey, 2020, we'll never forget it.
Yeah, man.
But we choose to.
Nah, I don't forget it, man.
No,
It's
you
just-
you
it's too
can't
hard
forget
to
Okay, so
forget.
these are the top 10 most corrupt nations according to 2021 U.S. News and World Report rankings. Number 1,
According to the
Nigeria.
US.
According to
Number
the
2,
shit.
Colombia.
According to the
Number
US.
3, Mexico. Number 4, Brazil. Number 5, Russia. Can you believe Russia is corrupt? That's crazy.
What do you
Number
mean,
6,
G? Of course Russia's corrupt. Have you seen this shit?
Yeah,
How
but
are
like,
they
put them
corrupt,
like
though?
some stern and shit, bro. You
Rasputin.
Kazakhstan is number 7. Lebanon is number 8. El Salvador is number 9.
Kazakhstan.
Azerbaijan is number 10.
Wait. How many African countries are there?
How?
Almost all of them, bro.
No.
Only 1. 2.
What?
1. 1 or 2.
What?
Isn't Kazakhstan's in Africa? Nigeria's in Africa. What are the other ones?
What?
Nigeria,
Kazakhstan is not in
Kazakhstan
Africa.
is in
Guatemala, Kazakhstan, Lebanon, El Salvador, Azerbaijan.
Wait. Is Nigeria in Africa?
Wait, did you say Azerbaijan?
No, he said Kazakhstan is in Africa. I'm
No,
Wait, is Kazakhstan not in Africa?
No.
Bro, it's not Ukraine or something, dude. What the?
Okay, just follow
Bro, I was never good at geography, okay? I was never good at geography.
Is Afghanistan in Africa?
Oh my god. No.
It ends with a stand. It ends with a stand, bro.
Got him all.
Oh my
Got him all.
Got him.
Wherever there's a stand, it's the Middle East, bro.
I would love to know at what point, what section of the African continent Kazakhstan is in. And maybe-
It's in the middle, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
I thought it was like next to Afghanistan in the middle.
You-
oh
I
my
love that.
Oh my
I
god.
love that. I love that. No, I'm just like, now I'm just gonna look at Kazakhstan and assume, you know what?
You're
Kazakhstan.
African.
Kazakhstan.
You're
is African.
African right now.
Kazakhstan. is
You're white
African.
people, but you're African. We're gonna make you African right now.
Like, oh, you Kazakhstan? But yeah, let's find some black people there, huh? Yeah.
Wow, that's not what makes them African. It's just the fact that they're in Africa. Why you gotta bring race into this, man? I'm just terrible at geography. I wasn't.
This nigga just literally never looked at our map before in his life.
Bro, I looked at a map, bro.
You didn't even know what border, bro. Jeez, like.
No, but that was perfect. That was perfect.
Hey, yo, a map to the stars does not count.
Geography, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, yo,
wow, that's something that
no, I
comes
feel you.
sounds like it comes
I
from
feel you.
Africa. Like
It doesn't even
Kazakhstan.
sound African. Like, dude,
It's from the prophet.
I
Kazakhstan.
thought it was impoverished, and my mind immediately jumped to Africa.
You racist. Yeah,
Which is also,
if
also
the
not right.
country's poor,
Which is also
it
not
must be
wrong.
African. Like,
Which is also not wrong.
What fucked up is it?
Which is also not wrong. The prophet.
oh,
that's
here's,
not wrong.
here's a quote.
Oh.
Here's a quote that,
Have you seen
that
what
describes
Akon
this
has
man.
been doing in Africa? Oh my god, Akon is a G.
He's
Hold on,
making
hold on.
Wakanda, my guy.
Hold on.
What?
But before we
Bro's
continue,
practically
here's something that's going to define how the prophet has been. This man is out of line, but he's right.
making.
He's out of line, but he's
Right.
right.
You're right. Yeah.
Isn't that from
Yeah.
the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Falcon, yes.
Yo, the fact that I got the reference and I never watched the show. Crazy.
All right,
Crazy.
show of hands. Who got the reference without watching the show? I did.
What are we talking about?
How do we
Not
show
me.
hands though? I did.
I did.
What are we talking about? What was the reference? Huh?
The quote I just said, he's out of line, but he's right.
Oh, I have no idea where that's from.
I didn't get it.
It was from, what is it, Captain Falcon?
No,
Yeah,
Or-
no,
Falcon and the Winter.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you see, I really haven't watched it. I haven't watched that.
None
I
of
haven't
us,
watched
yeah.
Loki.
None of us watched it, but we know.
None
the
of
memes.
us watched it.
We
I
know
don't
the
even
memes.
look at memes. I don't have social media, so like,
Dude, neither do I. I
See,
use
see.
9gag. I use 9gag.
that's still social
Bro,
media,
uses
dude.
9gag.
No, 9gag.
Yo.
That's where I get all my memes and news and current affairs and all that good shit.
Not bad.
Yo, I get my memes off of Instagram, bro.
Astaghfirullah, man. How could you do such a lame as shit?
Didn't you just say Mia Khalifa not so long ago? You think we
Yeah, why are you taking the moral high
Why
ground?
are you talking about like?
We've already ascertained that you are the gutter in this group.
Yeah.
The mind gutter, the little mind gutter of the group.
No, actually, Adam O is like the purest out of all of us
He
here.
actually is, yeah, but that
we just
comment
corrupted
of his Mia Khalifa, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, bro. Like, I thought of the explosion. This man's just thinking of some other explosion.
I thought of
No, that was a setup. That was a
Yeah,
setup.
that one is set up.
Nice setup. Nice setup. I did think of the explosion first, and I thought he was too old for you
Which
guys.
one?
Okay, great.
Oh,
Guys,
why did you
on a
public?
little side note, right? Have any of you guys watched Fairy Tail?
The anime?
The anime
no.
Fairy Tail. Yeah.
Yes, the anime.
Oh.
Yes, I have.
Have
No,
any of you all seen this new thing, Eden Zero, by the people who made Fairy Tail, where they use the exact same characters in a different story?
no.
Kind of. Yeah, the character designs are like very
Kuro the
similar.
Hawk, bro. It's the most
I've seen it.
freaking choppy shit to watch, dude. I can't get past the first episode because the one freaking lady looks like the other main lady, and if you have Happy in there, but Happy is different, bro. Dude,
Isn't
What do you
Happy
have to
like
say
a
about
cat
this?
robot for some reason?
It is the cat.
have you watched Eden Zero, Kuruho?
Nah,
Have you watched Fairy Tail?
nah, never bothered.
Bro, you have no right to talk about art.
Whoa, I never
Oh,
watched.
wow.
I never watched
I
Fairy
never
Tale.
watched Fairy Tail.
He's
either.
doing.
I never.
No, bro, you
Okay.
don't, bro.
I think it's just me and
Oh my
Hobo
God,
that's
oh my
on Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Like I've
So
seen.
maybe
Fairy
we should
Tail.
all just gang up on you and say you guys don't have the right to talk about
Uh,
art.
It means
screw
we are
you.
more cultured. You guys have
Wait. Speaking of anime.
Weeaboo.
Speaking of anime, since we on the topic, there's this new anime that came out this year. It's called Vivi Fluorite Ice Song. Has anyone watched it?
no.
You know, I don't.
Is it
I
safe for
haven't.
work?
Like,
I should ask.
what is
I
this
feel like-
about? I haven't seen it, and there are a lot. What is the name of this?
Vivi Fluorite Eyes Song. It's made by Wit Studio, the same company that made Villain Saga, the
Yo.
first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan.
Yo.
So
Ah,
the
Mm.
animation is gorgeous. The animation.
I have to look it up because I haven't seen it.
I have never seen like a group of weebs this bad. Like I'm not gonna lie.
And yet,
Straight up.
and yet, here you are.
Yeah, here I am. I'm the only guy who doesn't watch anime.
Why are you lying?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What the
I only
fuck,
watched the
man?
Buddha JoJo. It doesn't count. It
It
count. And the
counts.
Buddha Tokyo Ghoul.
It
It does not count. No, it does not
Guys,
count. Bro, you're mentioning names I never
guys,
heard
take a
of
breather,
before.
take a
Fucking
breather,
VV
take a
Boo or
breather.
some shit.
Take a breather. Let me tell you what it is. All of you guys keep forgetting that the prophet is Gen Z, bro.
Bro,
That's
you
enough
realize
said.
most of Gen Z watches anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Gen Z is fucking hooked on anime. That shit's a main
All right.
thing.
All right, Gen Z. Tell me about Goku and his Rasengan. And Naruto.
I was not expecting that.
and
That came
Ichigo.
out of left field, bro.
Bro, have you even watched Code Geass?
Oh, Code Geass
Oh.
is just
Weebs.
damn.
Have you watched Gundam?
Oh, which one though? Which one?
Have you touched
One.
grass? That's a better question.
Have you touched rock?
Have you touched grass?
What the fuck?
He has seen Gundam then, because yeah. Anyone about which Gundam though? Which one though?
Which one? That's my
bro.
question. Gundam Seed Destiny.
Gundam Zero. Like which one? Or did you not know?
Does this nigga know Gundam, bro?
Oh,
Who, me? Or
Yes.
Yeah, I'll ask you.
I don't watch anime.
Yet this man spoke of JoJo and is aware of Gundam. At least he
I don't
knows.
know Gundam.
At least he knows the.
I only know
He
JoJo.
doesn't know
and-
Gundam, bro. He only knows Netflix.
No,
I mean, Netflix also has anime.
Yeah, that's why he knows.
Yeah,
Gundam,
okay,
which is
but
no,
mainly-
but any anime I've watched off of Netflix I've known of beforehand.
Please
That's
tell
only
me you would.
Parasite that I learned from thingy.
Please
It's
tell me
like
you would.
Akame.
Please tell me you at least heard of Death Note.
Yeah, everybody's heard of Death Note.
yeah, but to be cool, you have to have watched Code Geass.
Yeah. Oh my. That is
Because Light actually accomplished F all besides compared to Lelouch.
Lelouch. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
didn't like I have to watch it again, but didn't Lelouch actually have that entire nation under his command?
Spoiler. No.
It's not like he's gonna watch Code Geass.
No, but am I the only one who thinks that Netflix only does crap anime? Or does good anime crap?
I mean,
Look, the
It
good
depends.
anime
Don't
right
they
now,
support the
most
anime
anime
on
right
today?
now.
I will
Akame ga Kill was a
wait.
good one.
Akira /
actually-
Attack in second season.
I'm with
Suga,
I'm with
Also, My
Adamo
Hero
on this.
Academia. People like it.
I'm with Adamo on this one. They did Ragnarok so dirty. Records of Ragnarok.
Dude,
you were too hyped about that. I was like, it's on Netflix. I'm not even gonna bother watching it.
No, the thing is, the art style is great, but it looks like a PowerPoint presentation.
exactly.
Oof.
is it that bad?
That is
Damn.
nasty. That is nasty.
What do you mean, like PowerPoint presentation? Like
Oh,
it's not fluid or nothing.
It's not.
It
It's not.
looks like
Its
a bunch of
animation's not that fluid. Its animation is not
Oof.
that fluid.
I didn't even finish
Damn.
the first episode, honestly.
The thing
That
is,
can't finish it. Shit.
the thing
Like
is,
we're talking
like, the
stop
one,
motion level. Or
My man, stop motion would make
it's still fluid, yeah, but I mean,
No,
it's
even-
that bad.
no, it would make stop motion look like CGI.
God damn. How bad are we talking?
Watch
bad.
the-
They're
watch the
literally
first
just showing a picture.
watch the first episode. Watch the first episode, and you'll see what I mean. That's
I think
You
we should
guys,
just show
you guys make it
Yeah,
sound
they
like
just
they
say
The animation
Finish
style
up
is not
manga,
good,
just
how
post it
spoiled
up
it is.
It sounds like it, bro. It sounds like they just took pictures
of the manga
Wait,
and it's just
Koro.
playing it.
Koro,
They
you,
put it together in Windows Movie Maker, bro.
Koro,
That's what I'm thinking.
So
hey, you're the animation guy. What do you think of their art style and the animation direction they
To
went?
me, I'm the animation guy.
No,
Me?
Kuro.
I'm just kidding. Me, I'm not.
now for me, I honestly didn't give a fuck because it's like a fighting anime, tournament arc anime, and I'm one for the hands. But then again, the animation did not fit the style.
And another one which they disappointed, Yasuke. The story of the Black Samurai. They completely
Oh,
went
I'm
net.
part of that.
Yeah, the Black Samurai. Basically, it was a
Yes,
slave.
a black samurai, the story of Yasuke.
And then he became a samurai. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy. I've heard of him, but not the anime.
They pulled the Netflix on his story.
Oh god damn it.
Oh fuck.
I
Yeesh.
turned a historical story into like this sci-fi alternate timeline shit with like
God
superpowers and shit. I mean, no
Speaking-
cap, I didn't mind.
I don't know why immediately when I saw
cap,
the
I
first
didn't
picture, I
mind
thought
it.
it was
I
the
fucking
Boondocks,
love the
bro.
soundtrack. The soundtrack goes, bro.
Bro, Boondocks is the best anime.
Oh,
that shit, that's some
You
real
know what?
culture
I'm not
right
even
there,
gonna. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. The Boondocks is a shit, man.
That's
Yeah.
Again,
Louis, use a
again.
Like
he's
even
That
the
not-
was
fight
the
scene,
tank
even
engine
the
was
fight,
the best
even the
anime
fight
ever.
scenes from that show was proper.
whole episode was this shit, bro. From
Bro.
rags to bitches. Oh my god, dude.
I am the
Again.
stone.
Literally from bitches to rags.
Wait,
Again,
who's-
Bro,
again,
when they
he's
made
out
a
of
song
line.
about homies over hoes and it was actually just him coming out the closet.
Again,
Did you watch the
Out of
episode
line.
where the teacher called the kid a nigga? And then he's like, he's
Yeah, I
explaining
did.
it.
And
he's like,
then he was trying to say it was with the
he was
A,
sitting
bro.
in the lounge cafeteria, and he said, "Can a nigga borrow a French fry?" And I was thinking to myself, "Is a nigga go give it back?"
How does a nigga borrow French fries?
The same way how they borrow 20 rand from you real quick, nigga.
Oh, and the nigga foot episode, bro. When they expelling the nigga.
Nah, steak me name.
Oh, Stikina.
My God.
The goats.
Do you guys remember the episode when Granddad got a date and she turned out to be a fucking Mortal Kombat contestant, bro?
Yo,
Oh,
I
that was amazing.
actually loved her so much. I loved her so much. Like,
Oh.
although she would like whip her ass, like
Bitch,
I
that
love how
chicken's
they.
cold.
I love
Bitch,
how
that chicken's cold.
I love how they described her. Thanks for bringing a killer kung fu wolf bitch to the crib.
She was a killer kung fu wolf.
Like,
bitch.
I've been abused emotionally, verbally.
Black cool.
Bitch, this chicken's cold. Bitch, this chicken's cold.
No, I got a better girlfriend for Granddad. The one who was a prostitute.
Yes.
She was actually like a life lesson, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like she is a prostitute, but at the same time, you know what? It's possible. You know what? It's possible to be able to turn over a new leaf. It's possible.
All I want to say is if she actually warmed the fucking chicken.
Yes, I love the chicken. My God. I mean, I guess people hate cold food that much, but damn.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Cold food is a crime against humanity.
So
especially
stupidly, after the second time, she was like, yo, maybe I should warm up the chicken.
Oh, man.
Wait, quick question on the group. Who still remembers the words to the theme song?
Who's what?
What?
Who still remembers the opening?
I am the
Boondocks.
stone that the builders refused. I am the visual.
The inspiration that made ladies sing the
Ladies in
blues. I'm the spark that
spark
makes
that
the
makes your
idea
idea
bright.
bright. The same spark that lights the dark,
So that
so
you
you
can
can
learn
tell
your
your
left
right
from
from
your
your
right.
right.
I am the ballot in the box, the bullet in the gun, in the glow to let you know to call your brother son. The story to just begun. The promise of what's to come, and I'ma remain a soldier till the war's won.
You know how inspirational that shit is?
Yo.
Like, bruh, when I heard that first line in an actual Bible verse, that shit like woke.
Wait, it's an actual Bible verse.
Yes, I am the
What
stone
verse?
that the builder refused. Is an actual Bible verse, bro.
Whoever's editing this, please slap the verse. Slap the verse in there so that people can reference it, so we don't seem like we're pulling it out of our hats.
The stone that the builder refused is now the cornerstone, or something like that, bro.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I'm the visual, the inspiration that make ladies in the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea precious.
Rude, dog.
So you can know your. I am the battle that battles bullet in the gun, in the dawn, just want to call you brother son. The soul will just gun, I promise of what to come, and I will remain a soldier till the war's won.
Then niggas start scratching. Like, what?
Judo flip.
God damn.
Also, who still remembers Thugnificent, bro? He paid for a bitch to be a mermaid, bro. and then instead of fish food, they throw cash into the tank.
Oh my God!
But then when they were going on hard times, bro, they couldn't
become a postman eventually.
Yeah, because he became broke. The IRS came after him.
Those were awful, and you know they modeled him after 50 Cent, right?
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, they made
everything. Yeah.
But I thought it was more Snoop Dogg than 50 Cent.
No, that's 50 Cent with the whole G Unit, the whole.
The lethal ejection.
Yeah, and then 50 Cent went bankrupt. Also, remember?
Oh, damn! That's what it was.
Guys, who remembers Fleece Johnson?
I do. God damn.
I like you, and I want you.
Can you please talk about how Switch 97 is Uncle Ruckus?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Bro, who remembers Uncle Ruckus's backstory, bro?
Oh my word.
You pulled a reverse Michael Jackson.
Oh my god.
What?
Shit.
Who remembers the time he found out he was black?
I'm in a position where I can't deny that anymore.
Damn. You've transcended when a character actually seems more like you than the other way around.
Who remembers the time he found out he was 53.5% black?
Nah, he was like 100%, 120% black
100
with a 20% error margin.
Well, it was 2% margin of error, which basically just meant 100% black. So,
Remember how depressed he was?
oh yeah,
Who remembers the fried chicken flu?
Oh,
oh my god. Well,
Yeah,
didn't we just live through that last year, basically, pretty much?
No cap.
It was
no.
not chicken.
No, it was baloney. It was baloney.
The
That's
baloney attack.
Yo, listeriosis.
Who
That
remembers
shit
the
was
iris?
crazy.
Who remembers what?
Who remembers the iris?
Nah, the
I mean,
itis is still relevant to this
It's still
day,
relevant,
dog.
considering
What's the itis?
Hey,
when you feel like falling asleep after
When
eating.
you eat a shit ton of food and you just want to fall asleep.
Oh.
to this day. That's what I call it to this day, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie. That sleep after getting the iris is the best, bro.
Oh,
Nah, that's a
Nothing hits
fact.
quite like it, bro. Nothing
There's,
hits quite like it.
there's that peace as a man. That peace you get when your stomach is full and you're just drifting off.
Bobo. This is personal, but we can apply it to everyone.
Yeah.
You know when we fast in Ramadan,
Okay.
when we finish that first iftar, how do we feel?
Iris, bro.
When you're fasting the entire day, the first day of the month.
Yeah, that iris, bro. You're like, after you're done eating, you're like, yo, let me just go sleep.
Now I'm
But
trying
then
to
you can't.
explain. I'm trying to explain for the boys. You don't eat anything from, for example, 4 or 5 in the morning until 12, 13 hours later. When you look at food, oh,
You know,
That's
12 and
all the time,
13
because of
hours
the
actually
itis.
isn't bad because I normally do 16-hour fast, like every second day when I'm like training. Well, intermittent fasting.
Oh, intermittent fasting.
Yeah. It's actually not. I don't actually find fasting in Ramadan to be all that bad.
but
It's
you know what
not-
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
know what
food.
you're talking about, but I find Ramadan fasting a lot worse than intermittent fasting because intermittent fasting you can start the day before, so you're sleeping throughout most of it. You know. But what makes Ramadan fasting really difficult is you awake throughout all of it. You know?
And you can't fall asleep, otherwise it can break.
You can break. Wait, what? You say you're not allowed to fall asleep?
No, it depends on your intention. If you fall asleep with the intention that you want to make your fast easier, then it can break. If you fall asleep because you're tired, like a normal freaking human being, it should be fine.
Damn. Sleeping can break you for
That's
It
actually
depends on
that's an interesting one. So you have to your intent depends on it. So it's just like I'm going to sleep because I've had a rough day. Not because I want to not because I want to
Make the fast easier, yeah.
make the fast
You
easy.
see, the whole idea of the fast was to understand struggle and go through the struggles many have come before us as well. You know,
Interesting.
it's to humble yourself, basically.
And if you're skipping and make it easier, you're not really doing
Yeah,
it
if you're
much
making it
more.
easier in any way, you're not really embodying. You're still supposed to be working in full force and carrying on as you normally do, not making things easier. Because then, how are you experiencing any difficulty? You know.
and it also allows us to be grateful for the things that we take for
Yeah.
granted.
Yeah.
Plus, there's also a bunch of health benefits. For example, it regulates the glucose in our body.
Immune
It's
system boost,
yeah,
fat burning, yeah, lots of stuff. It gives your body and your kidneys and things enough time to rest from constantly working, which is actually science has proven is very good, which is why intermittent fasting is pretty good, but not done every day, just every now and then.
correct me, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of patients before they go into like surgery, heavy surgery, they encourage their patients, doctors, encourage their patients to do some form of fasting.
Yeah, so that all the organs are less active and everything's settled nicely.
Yeah.
You don't also cut in all this food.
Yeah, in the gut.
Something
No, but
slips
no.
down your
Normally it's operations where they're not cutting into the gut or anything like that.
Uh,
Just they just want you to do that because the body is more at rest and more in a sleep-like function.
I've heard the one I heard was saying that when it's usually if they're cutting, they don't want you to eat because if something slips down your throat or if something gets rewound or something like that, it can result in you choking or dying. Worse, I don't know. Me, I don't remember the video that well.
There's lots of different reasons why you shouldn't eat before going to the op. I'm really just eating one of the benefits.
One of the many.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's all it is, bro. But yeah, like also, and another thing is you can't like. How are you ever gonna understand somebody who starves unless you've been starving yourself? You know?
You won't.
Yeah.
You won't, and like, and then having to work on top of starving. How when you combine all of those together, then you can empathize. You have the ability to empathize.
Whereas if you're taking a break to do it, then it's just pretty much I don't know. It's just choosing not to eat. That's what it feels more like.
Yeah, so that's the whole. I think outside of the religious reason, I think it's just the ability to empathize.
And the gift of gratitude.
Gratitude, empathizing, and understanding. Putting yourself in the shoes.
Yeah.
Because then you won't be so harsh of a judge. You won't be so cruel. You won't be so mean.
Well, that was the intention, wasn't it? But now, is that same intention still alive?
Well, obviously, if we noticed.
But compared to back then, imagine the difference.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, now things are easier. Life's easier. People, look, if you look at the start of man, the original thing was just survival of the fittest. It was survive. Now it's not. That's why you have suicide going so high because it's so easy to survive. People want more than that, They're just not grateful with that situation they're in.
Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create strong men.
Strong men. Yeah.
Strong men create good times.
Yeah. And our country is making us go through bad times, making us strong men.
Which I know you got a comment for this.
What did you think I was gonna say?
When were we ever in good times?
That kind of goes without saying.
Style, bro. We were in good time.
I don't know why that actually sounded like something I'd hear.
It would be something you would say.
But yeah, no, like think back to when Thabo Mbeki was in power. Did any of us have any worries? The future looks so amazing, dude.
We're too young to worry about that shit, though. That's the thing.
Even our parents didn't have worries back then, bro. Think about it.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but
I don't think they would have shared their worries with you, if I'm honest.
At least until
in terms of the country and the future of the country. Yes, parents always say that shit, bro.
Bro, now we kind of fucked down here. If I'm being honest.
I still think it's not as bad.
Yeah. It'll get worse.
Okay. So we're officially ending the whole talk for the sake of the edit. But I think like you guys need to get it down to like half an hour. So just keep the juicy bits. Get it down to like
half an hour is too soon. Maybe an hour.
An hour, yeah. Just keep the juicy stuff.
I'm not gonna be able to edit this time because I kind of have school and shit.
Send it to me. I'll edit it. I've got Monday off.
Oh,
we'll send the. I'll discuss on how I send it because you're gonna have to like upload it somewhere, then you can download it from there.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
But yeah.
All right, boys. I think we should all call it a night. It's